Oh, what are your inventions? What are your inventions? Yeah. Yeah, dude, that guy was just nuts, man. All right, guys. Well, you know what we're talking about. You know what's going on. So, hey Marissa, how's it going? Welcome in, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just a little frazzled right now. I'm really, really frustrated. Jay Shellerman. It's gonna be one of those nights. Omar, hey, what's up, brother? How are you? Glacier, thank you, man. Akono, how's it going? Duocracy, what's up? Ducray, I'm sorry. Ducray. Omar, NB, Angel, what's up? Better Dad Journal, that's cool. Jess, what's up, Jess? Nice to see you. Sorry, Ducray. One of these days, I promise. Tony Max in the house. What's up, brother? Grifting, Marissa. Grifting. How's everyone? Oh, what's up, Randy? How are you? It's just Florida, guys. I'm so furious. I'll be honest. Furious. It is, guys. Okay. So I spent a lot of time, genuinely, a lot of time in these conspiracy circles back in the day, like before during the pandemic, trying to talk to these people. I didn't stream then. It was just in Discords. And I would talk to these people and they would constantly tell me, hey, no, we're not against all vaccines. We're against this vaccine. And I'm like, no, it seems like you are against them all. But in this vaccine hesitancy is bigger. It seems like that. And they would just, no, no, no. No, we promise. We promise. This is just this vaccine. And every point of time, guys, every point of time, they assured me. Once the FDA approval once the FDA approval happens, it's going to be, I'm going to get that vaccine. Once that, and then that happened, nothing. Once the emergency authorization gets lifted and it's fully approved, I'll support the vaccine. Nothing. And it's, yeah, Omar, exactly. And it's just like, it's so frustrating to me. It's something that I knew the entire time. Let's be real. I knew. I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. I thought that, but maybe they wouldn't be lying to themselves so much, right? Maybe they wouldn't be lying to themselves. They could actually give me some respect and actually give me a real answer. No, Glacier, no. Someone like that, he's been anti-vaccine for decades. He's caused people like outbreaks in other countries and island nations that have really caused like who do I work for? I mean, it goes between Soros and whatever pharma company it is this week. So mostly Pfizer and Moderna, and your mom pay me. That's it. So yeah. It's not the night, guys. It's not the night. It's going to be really bad for you. I'm telling you, it's one of those nights. You should jump into voice. It's going to be really bad for you. I'm telling you, people are going to sit and chat, and I'm going to, I would request up, or you're going to get roasted. So, because this is the point where people are actually going to be harmed, and kids are going to actually die because of this stuff. And I don't. Okay, Stacey, if you actually were, I genuinely am sorry. I don't. I used to work for a biotech company, but we all got laid off in San Diego because of the Trump tax cuts to science, and so I'm like between between jobs right now. So, yeah, I've worked for plant and chemical biotechnology companies. I've worked for universities. I was a professor. So there's a lot of different roles and things I've gotten paid for. I've gotten funding from the Department of Defense. I've gotten funding from the DOE. I've gotten funding from Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The Department of Defense helped me fund the house down payment on my house. So what's up, bud? How's it going? I'm sorry, Stacy, if you're legitimately asking that question. My bad. Yeah, Glacier, I agree. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Stacy, if you're coming in here. I'm very frustrated right now. Thank you, crazy cat lady. Okay, well, Stacy, you're welcome to be here. I'm sorry. If you wanted to educate yourself, you can. It's just a really weird time because of the whole thing with Florida and everything. And you have to realize that people come in and ask that question in order to try to delegitimize. Okay, Stacy, that's fine. Okay, bye. Okay, let's just read, guys. Let's just read the thing. Okay, let's just read the latest thing. All right, guys. So something that I'm trying to do is I'm actually streaming on YouTube right now. I'm trying to get my YouTube monetized. So I'm actually trying to set up a YouTube. I'm streaming live on YouTube. Too. So. Okay. I don't usually do this, but if you could put your phone or another computer in the other room, if you could subscribe and just open it. I need to get like 3,000 hours watched, basically, in order to monetize my YouTube. So that would be sweet if you could. No pressure, though, guys. It would be really nice. Am I a Democrat? Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Republican Party, how could you not, man? When the Republican Party, it's in my link tree, Dr. Dr.nanotube. Lone Wolf, like when people are putting, it's Dr. Dr. Nanotube. It's in my link tree in my profile, if you wanted to go there. And also I'm going to try to put my actual monitor that I read stuff on there too. So there's actually going to be more information on my YouTube streams. Just because I have more space, I don't have this vertical limitation. So that is something that I'm going to try to do. How could anyone be a Republican right now when you literally are pushing harm to children? Like I genuinely do not understand the ability for anyone to vote for this party that creates nothing and sows nothing but conspiracies, disinformation, nonsense. Nothing is being backed by science that these people are doing, and they're doing people legitimate harm. It's insanity. So I would never consider myself a Republican. I try not to be ideological in my views. I try to really analyze issue by issue, see what I can actually attest to. But man, no way I'm ever going to be a Republican. Okay, let's see, where are we going? Okay, here we go. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the support. Sorry. I feel bad for that Stacy person if she was legitimately coming in. Oh, man. So funny. Okay, anyway, sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. Let's read. We read together. We like to read. Who likes reading? Whoops. Okay. Oh, cool. Thanks, guys. Yeah. If you could just put it on in the other room. Oh my gosh. Okay, 1 second. I gotta log in here. Oh, cool. Thanks, Jen. Yeah, I just need like it's just really it's really hard to monetize on YouTube. It's very hard. Um, okay, here we go. All right, this is it. Florida plans to become the first state to end all vaccine mandates, including for school children, rejecting a practice that public health experts have credited for decades with limiting the spread of infectious diseases. Dr. Joseph A. Lapato, the Florida Surgeon General, who should have his license removed, guys. Nobody in nobody should have any type of medical license if you are supporting ending vaccine mandates. That is doing harm directly. It is absolutely insanity. Mr. DeSantis rose to national made the announcement along DeSantis. Yeah, and then obviously DeSantis is anti-vaccine. Quote, "Who am I to tell you what your child should put in your body?" Dr. Lapato, a vocal degenerator, I don't know, a vaccine, said to Applause during an event on Wednesday in Florida. Your body is a gift from God. So again, it's insane to me that we have, again, I'm not surprised that these people are actually using the Bible the Bible is being used as a source for this. I don't understand that. He added the administration would be, quote, working to end, end quote, all vaccine mandates. Every last one of them is wrong and drips with disdain and slavery. Oh my gosh. The announcement comes as the anti-vaccine of RFK, Trump's health secretary, is causing tumult across the federal public health agencies. The Center for Disease Prevention in particular has been engulfed in turmoil as this Trump administration has ousted experts, in some cases replacing them with people who align with RFK's views. Lapato has faced repeated criticisms from others in his field for his stance on public health. He allowed parents to choose whether to send unvaccinated children to school during a measles outbreak in Western Florida in 2024, rejecting long-withstanding evidence-based public health guidelines. What? I did not. Are you serious? I did not know that. This guy's a psycho. This guy is a psycho. Let's read that again for the people in the back. Lapato has faced repeated criticisms from others in his field for his stances on public health. He allowed parents to choose whether to send unvaccinated children to school during a measles outbreak in Florida in 2024. What? I am flabbergasted. There's no way. It is unclear what the process of undoing the state's long-withstanding vaccine mandates might look like, but state legislators are typically involved in setting vaccine requirements for school children. The federal government approves vaccines for the public and issues guidance on who should get them. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I was wondering if it was going to be him as a, like, is it him as a governor that was doing it, or was it someone else? Like, could they just unilaterally do it? But apparently they can. Well, they have to have the legislator do it, right? It's unclear the process of what undoing the states would look like. I guess that's the whole point of that. Okay, so they don't know. I mean, they're probably going to try the unitary executive theory, so they're probably just going to take it away. The agency's rule-making authority is laid out in the state statute that requires certain immunizations for school children. State lawmakers are, quote, are going to have to make decisions. That's how this becomes possible. Okay, so it's going to be on the state lawmakers, guys. That means that there is a possibility that they could not pass. Republican legislative leaders in Florida did not immediately comment on the announcement. But Senator Bill Cassidy, a Republican who chairs the U.S. Senate's Health Committee, called the move by a quote, a terrible thing for public health. Whoa. Guys, there might be some pushback from actual Republicans here. Republican legislative leaders in Florida did not immediately comment on the announcement, but Bill Cassidy of Louisiana, a Republican who chairs the U.S. Senate's Health Committee, called the move by DeSantis and Lombardo a terrible thing for public health. Wow. Oh, man, I really hope that they push back, man. Holy moly. Quote, we're going to have vaccine-preventable disease outbreaks in school, Mr. Cassidy, a physician said, adding that, quote, you're going to have children who come to school with measles and infect other people who have either not been vaccinated or have some sort of disease like cancer. Yes! He's a physician. At least, oh, man. I can't believe this. All 50 states have at least vaccine requirements for children entering school, although all allow for medical exemptions and most allow exemptions for religious or personal reasons. The number of students receiving exemptions have been increasing. Yeah, I mean, that's a big problem. So many kids are just doing, like, they just do homeschooling now, or anyway. Up to now, the DeSantis administration has focused on anti-vaccine COVID-19 mandates. Lisa Gwynn, a pediatrician in Miami and past president of the Florida chapter of the American Academy of Pediatrics, dismissed the argument from Lombardo and DeSantis admin officials that it should be solely in the parents' hands. Quote, it's more than just the decision of a parent. Quote, it's about the elderly, it's about the vulnerable, the immunologically challenged, and how does this impact our society, our community, our neighbors, our relatives? Man, holy, thank you. Florida has one of the nation's largest population of elder people, having attracted retirees for generations. Oh my God. Quote, we've already done a lot, Mr. DeSantis says. I don't think any state has come close to what Florida has done. But he added, we want to stay ahead of the curve. Which curve? The exponential growth curve of a viral population? What kind of growth curve is he talking about? Unbelievably, what nonsense. How would you ever be proud of that? Oh my, dude, quote, entrenched elites are turning towards coercive measures, Mr. DeSantis said at the early pandemic period on Wednesday, calling federal public workers minions. He made sure people had access to schools. We made sure we have access to schools. Okay, so that tells us a lot. So, one, guys, there actually are Republicans in the state that are actually not accepting this, which is good. Holy moly. Two. Like there's this they don't have a mechanism for doing this because it's so asinine that they don't even know how to do it. Since it's in so many different provisions, they don't know, even legislation is going to be tough. Oh, Corey. Oh, lighting us, dude. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Corey. Oh, man. We needed this one, guys. We needed this one bad. We need this one. Thank you, Corey. Thanks for coming in here and giving us some hope. Giving us some... Thank you, Corey. You guys know what time it is. Yeah, that's right. You know what time it is. Corey's vaccine party, everyone. Thank you, Corey. Thank you for taking public health seriously. You're taking more seriously than the entire state of Florida. So thank you. Thank you, Corey. V's in chat. Thank you, Corey. Let's go. Thank you, Corey, so much, man. Dude. Public health, guys. Gosh. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys for being here and also supporting public health. There's so many. You're an all-star, Corey. For real, man. Thank you. There's so many people healthcare workers, people that work in public health that are loving the stream, that are sharing the stream, that feel this onslaught. Thank you. Love you, Glam. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you, Jay Shelman. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the gifts. That means a lot. Because it's unbelievable. It is unbelievable to me that this is even possibly happening. But it seems like it's not a done thing. So somehow, some way, maybe there's a chance, guys. I don't know. Maybe there's a chance somewhere. Oh, wow. Casey, wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the gifts. Yeah, thank you, MB. Thank you for that. What is this? This is, well, we just had a vaccine party because one of us got vaccinated, and we celebrate public health here. So if you get vaccinated, you come in here and we celebrate you and we thank you because vaccines are safe and effective, and we love public health. We love people that love public health. So thank you. Oh, thank you, Corey. Thank you. So it's a, oh yeah, what's up? What's up, Skog?
How's it going, Doc?
Good, man. What's up?
That's good to hear. Yeah, I actually wanted to just ask you a kind of a random question. Have you read any interesting research articles recently?
Um, I mean, it's the stuff for the stream for like I thought the AI assisted robotics arm stuff was really interesting.
Okay.
We covered that
Anything
yesterday.
anything in your field or anything else that you just saw that kind of piqued your interest?
Honestly, a lot of the stuff it was so niche for microbial strain engineering that it's like, that's where a lot of my papers have been, and for the last half a year, I would say. So I haven't like read a ton in like general microbiology, sadly, but yeah.
Okay. And was that so? I'm assuming because I know you're a PhD. Did you do your research in microbial engineering? Was that your particular field?
Kinda. I mean, thanks, Ado. But basically, I worked with algae, and then I delivered DNA to algae chloroplasts through carbon nanotubes. So that was like the way that I actually delivered the DNA. So we actually delivered DNA to to chloroplasts in land plants before, but my contribution in my PhD was basically doing that to algae, since all algae cells, every single algae cell is another plant. So that was the hypothesis that if it worked in land plants, it would work with an algae, and nobody had really explored that intersection between algae and nanotechnology before. So that was my contribution.
Wow, that's actually. So was that the first time like carbon nanotubes were used, or was there any precedent for that? Well, I mean, I'm assuming that you said for the previous plant cells.
Yeah,
Was that ever?
there wasn't, it wasn't really done. People had tried, but nobody had tried these in regards to like a functionalized carbon nanotube thing. People had tried like aggregated carbon nanotubes, but like you kind of have to do more to them, because they basically come in this little thing, and all the carbon nanotubes are just they're it's like a crisscross French fry. They're not actually like single yet, and you have to kind of do a bunch of chemical engineering in order to coat them with something that could actually deliver DNA. And that was like a big deal, trying to just get that method. That took like years of time. And it has to be super highly charged. So if it's super highly charged, then it more easily goes through the cellular membranes, and it gets like kind of like sucked into the places with a lot of like electrical potential, basically like so the thylakoid membranes inside of the chloroplasts are highly charged. So when you have two highly charged things, you just get them sucking into one another. So that was the kind of idea.
like attracts alike. Wow, that's actually pretty interesting. The only reason I'm asking is because I'm always trying to be inquisitive and trying to learn from like different fields,
Nice,
and
man.
I'm trying to always read up on stuff that I might not be familiar with. So I
Uh-huh.
figured like let me just delve into a little bit more on microbiology.
Okay,
Um,
nice.
yeah, and then actually another thing is that tomorrow I actually talked to Debate Doc. He said he
Nice.
was on your. I'm assuming he was on your panel yesterday because he said this. He said he talked to a microbiologist PhD. I'm like, I think I know who you're talking about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then I'm like, I
It
think I know
was.
who it is. And yeah, exactly. And I actually plan on doing a panel with him tomorrow about mRNA vaccines and
Oh,
like
cool.
the tagline is going to be like I'm going to be hosting it. The tagline is going to be like vaccines do not cause autism, and they are. I'm going to figure out the next tagline, but the main line is going to be vaccines don't cause autism. Why do you believe that? Try to see if I can invite some people in and debate about that. So I just
Okay.
wanted to bring up. I guess we're going to be using a little bit of the information that you taught Debate Doc, and we're going to be trying to, bring that up again and whatever data.
Yeah, I mean, check out the new study that just came out this month from Denmark on the 1.2 million kids. That was hey Ruben, 1.2 million kids trying to link aluminum with any type of neurodegenerative disorder, and nothing was found. So it was actually so big and so thorough that RFK tried to retract it from the paper. He cried to the publication and tried to get it retracted, which is wild, and
Yeah.
didn't work. And so that's good.
I mean, I guess it's a good sign. Like if it's something RFK is trying to retract, then it's probably something worthwhile looking at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well,
That's a good one. But honestly, dude, like if the for my papers that I'm actually like super stoked about, I usually just cover a follow like labs. So you could try looking into David R. Liu. He's like one of my favorite molecular biologists, man. If you want to, he actually just came out with a paper this week, and I haven't had a chance to read it. But that's honestly the person to follow. He's absolutely incredible. He's on Twitter still, so he's like he's one of the few science Twitter holdouts. So
yeah.
check him out. Check him out. He is the cutting edge of gene therapy, molecular biology, directed evolution, viral nanotechnology. Like he is doing all the really cool stuff.
Okay, awesome. I'll definitely look into that. And yeah, eventually I do want to always do if I get enough viewership, I want to eventually do like a journal club. So I think that
Okay.
would be kind of interesting. Like always do like a because I used to do one when I was in undergrad. I used to be part of a journal club, and we would meet every week, and one person would do like a presentation on
Nice.
whatever journal they watched or like read or something they thought was interesting.
Uh huh.
And I figured like that could be something like on TikTok that could happen because I haven't really seen that occur yet, or any
Yeah,
of the science papers
that'd be
do
cool,
something. So I
man.
think yeah.
We
So genuine.
we used to on Twitch back in like 2021. We used to host like panels and stuff where we did like basically like a research symposium. So everyone was invited to like be a speaker if they wanted to, and we had awesome presentations. Like 10 people like gave like a 10-minute presentation on like what their research was and what they were doing, and it was incredible, dude. It was really cool to see like all the viewers, like all their what they did, what they were working on, all the everything. So it was really cool. I'm thinking about doing that here.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Genuinely, that'd be really cool to look into. And then, because I know some people on here are doing a little bit of their own meta analysis. Like I talked to some other creators, and they're working on like trying to just because it's very unprofessional because they're not funded by a lab or they don't have a research grant, but they're trying to do their own meta analysis and trying to get collaboration from other creators. And I think it'll be just very cool. Like it kind of just shows that we're all sticking together, even though right now things aren't the best for the STEM community.
Yeah, man, for real. I think that's a cool idea. I don't know if I have the time for it right now, but I'm interested in supporting it however I can, and keep me apprised, I guess. The
Yeah,
journal club.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'll keep you updated. And honestly, like if it does come around, like I think what I want to do first is maybe like we can bring up like I can bring an article and then everybody can just we can all collectively talk about it.
Yeah.
And then maybe as time goes on, just to give some people some space, I would ask everyone, hey, would you like to like volunteer this week to be the presenter? And you
Yeah.
can just talk about either a research article that you're part of, a publication that you're part of, or maybe something you just thought was cool or something you just saw that recently that you thought would be interesting just to talk about.
Okay. Yeah, dude. That'd be cool. I
No,
like it.
absolutely. Well, thank you, Doc. Thanks for letting me on the panel.
Yeah,
I
of
hope
course,
you have a
man.
wonderful night.
Dude, thanks for trying to organize stuff and make like a science communication better on here. I appreciate that. That's really cool.
Yeah, no problem. Take care.
All right. See ya, man. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Liz. What's up, biscuits and gravy? Mrs. Dr. G is in the house. Welcome. Welcome. All right. Oh, thank you, Jen. Thank you. Yeah, guys, I'm trying to get my yeah. I'm trying to get my YouTube monetized, so I'm also trying to like simultaneously stream to YouTube. I'm seeing if there's any people that are willing to watch there too. So I'm curious. Okay, yeah, Rapture. Yeah. Well, we have a lot of positivity in here too. That's yeah. It's Dr. Nanotube. It's the Dr. Nanotube. Please. Right. Boom. Yeah, exactly, Skog. Yeah, that's why I got it, because before it was like all my other stuff is like underscores or weird stuff. So Dr. Nanotube was open everywhere. So I thought that was a cool branding thing. Oh man. Oh, thank you, Corey. I appreciate you, man. Okay, guys, I wanted to look up. Okay, so what's going on in Florida? But I wanted to go look up the data on what vaccine mandates actually do. So I'm going to go to Google Scholar, and now we're going to look up vaccine mandates prevention, United States. So let's just do that. Recent vaccine mandate. Okay, so now I'm looking. So whenever you go to Google Scholar, guys, you want to go type it in, but then you want to look for like cited by. Cited by isn't everything. Your citations for a paper isn't going to be what ultimately defines it, but what it does do is that it'll basically allows you to get a reading of, are people in the field of this paper legitimizing it, and are they actually agreeing with it? Because if they don't, they're not going to cite it. So it's good to think about. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm looking at a paper, Recent Vaccine Mandates in the United States, Europe, and Australia, a comparative study. It's from 2018. It's in Vaccine, which is a reputable journal, and cited by 176. Yahtzee. I think that's where we go. Okay. So how can we, and how effective were vaccines mandates? Okay, here we go. So we're reading from the abstract now. The title is Recent Vaccine Mandates in Europe, United States, and Australia, a comparative study. Okay, so that gives us a landscape. You should understand and read the title, reread it, understand it. And now we're going to go. Here's some highlights. This is from the journal, actually gives you highlights. So, 1, several governments have recently introduced a reformed mandatory immunization. 2, new policies make it more difficult for parents to refuse vaccines. 3, policies differ according to their impetus, design, and enforcement. And 4, we compare recent exemption policies initiatives in the U.S., France, Italy, and Australia. 5, we identify considerations for policymakers deciding how to design mandates. Okay, so now that gives us a good background. That's like where we're gonna go. But we need the abstract is the next one, and the abstract is usually written really on without jargon most of the time for a broader audience. So abstract is the best way to go. Next, abstract. Background. In response to recent outbreaks of vaccine preventable diseases and concerns about vaccine refusal, several high-income countries have adopted or reformed vaccine mandate policies. While all make it difficult for parents to refuse vaccines, the nature and scope of mandatory vaccination is heterogeneous, so it differs. And there has been no attempt to develop a detailed comparative systematic account of the possible forms mandates can take. I mean, that's a good point, guys. What if there's a better way than vaccine mandates, right? Let's just think about this like academics, right? How can we all here agree vaccines are good. How can we get them in the most shoulders that we can? That is what this paper is saying. Let's look and compare how these countries are doing that. How are they creating that friction? We compare the construction, introduction, amendment, and operation of 6 new high-profile vaccine mandates on Australia, France, Germany, Italy, California, and Washington. We rank these policies in order of their relative restrictiveness and analyze other differences between them. Result. New mandate instruments differ in their effects on behavior and with regard to their structure, exemptions, target populations, consequences, and enforcement. We identify diverse means by which vaccine mandates can restrict behaviors, various degrees of severity, and different gradations of intensity in enforcement. Okay, and finally, conclusion. We suggest that politico-cultural context and vaccine policy history are centrally important factors for vaccine mandate policymakers to consider. It matters whether citizens trust their governments to limit individual freedom in the name of public health, and whether citizens have previously been subjected to vaccine mandates. Furthermore, political communities must consider the diverse mechanisms by which they may construct vaccine mandate policies, whether through emergency decrees or ordinary statutes, and how or whether to involve various stakeholder groups in developing and implementing new vaccine mandate policies. Interesting. I mean, like normally in political science, you can actually, you can get, think about it, guys. You can actually, if you want someone to do something, you can penalize the bad behavior, right? Say if you don't have a vaccine, you're penalized. Or you can actually incentivize the good behavior. You could give a monetary reward, some type of ability that you wouldn't have otherwise, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm curious about. Oh, I don't have the full thing. Let's see real quick if I can get it. Yeah, I mean, and be true, but also like in good faith, you could do that with you could do that with humans as well. Okay, let's see what we can find here. Okay. Gonna go to some random websites. All right, we got it. I have somehow managed to acquire the PDF with some unknown method. All right, here we go. We're reading, guys. We're reading. We're readers. We like to read. This is good. Sorry, I'm not really involved with the chat right now, guys, but I really want to be curious about this. So I really kind of want to go in the weeds with this right now. My political component is huge. Creating good guy paradigms is bad for health. Yeah. Wow, conscious purchased. Usually they require you to get your vaccines before your school. Maybe it wasn't because he's in a public school or something. I know for me it was like required, but I was at University of California, so maybe that's why. Okay, guys. Characteristics of recent vaccines. What does mandatory mean? Interesting. Trends in vaccine coverage. Italy, figure produced by authors using publicly data. So, oh man. So this is figure 2. This is Italy. What happened? Oh no. In Italy, did they get rid of their vaccine mandate? Because look at the vaccine rates. It dropped from 96% to 93%. Oh no. And NPR went from 90% to 85%, guys. That is not good. Let me skim this real quick. Oh yeah. In 2007, the Veneto region piloted a mandate suspension, reflecting popular opinion that the state ought to affirm the importance of vaccination, but not mandate it. Oh no, guys. Oh no. However, in 2013, a vocal court in Rumini ruled that vaccines caused a child autism. Oh my God, which prompted significant media coverage in the internet search activity. The subsequent 2015 overturning of this case did not receive the same media coverage. Starting from 2013, nationwide vaccination dropped significantly. So in a single region, they had this whole thing, just like the state of, just like state. And then boom. Just that one 2013 article talking about how it led to autism dropped it from 90 to 85%. That's awful. I mean, most of these states in France. Man, this is so awesome. 98%, 98%. That's incredible. MMR. Second dose MMR occurrence 78.8%. That's incredible. Is the Florida mandate only? No, it's all vaccines, Ruben. This is what I'm talking about, bro. It's not. We're talking it right now, Helen. So we just talked about it, and we're actually reading a paper from Vaccine, which is from 2018, and they're talking about the states that have parts and countries throughout the world that had mandates, and it went down. So it's a case study in Italy that is just like how Florida is no longer mandating it. They had the same thing happen, and there was some controversy and some disinformation published, and they had plummeting vaccine rates because of that. So, Ruben, it's not just COVID-19, man. It's all vaccines. So it's bad. It's really bad, dude. Yeah. Rocky, I'm not in the mood, bro. I'm not in the mood. Not this live, dude. See ya. Germany. Discussion. Okay, so I want to try to okay, so here's the discussion. 2018 paper from Vaccine talking about mandatory vaccinations and stuff. So usually, guys, like, you want to go from the abstract to the discussion. It's not the chronological order, but what you want to do there is that you have the abstract is like the whole picture, and then the discussion is basically what they found, the importance of things that they found, the critical information that they are like, we went through all of this, this is what you want to know. So that's why you want to go next into the discussion. And then you can, after that, you can go back into the introduction, which is usually a background. So then you better understand how you got there. Maybe, Ruben. I mean, maybe. Yeah, maybe. But also, man, it's hurting people. We don't know. We read the article about it on the New York Times, and they were talking about how it's in so many statutes, they don't know how to technically get it removed. So it's going to come to a lot of legislative votes, basically, in order to do it. So, it's going to be up to them. Okay, discussion. The new mandate instruments adopted by governments come in a variety of shapes and sizes. Some govern vaccinations itself. Yeah, not today, Rocky. I don't want to deal with you, bro. I don't want to. No. Mandate instruments also operate across several dimensions that cannot be captured by merely analyzing written laws or regulation. The simplified continuum we introduced earlier could be supplemented with additional axes relating to the severity of consequences for noncompliance and the intensity of enforcement. This could help us to consider the complexity of how mandates operate. For example, fines for noncompliance might seem like a severe outcome of refusal, but if they are low and only applied once, then that particular mandate instrument may prove less consequential than one which excludes unvaccinated children from school for the duration of their education. It's a good point. Likewise, a mandate that is not enforced, as was the case with some European regimes prior to recent changes, might not really exist, although its presence likely affects social norms. That's interesting. Like a fine, like a one-time low fine versus like banning the kids from school. I mean, man, you really don't want to ban kids from school, but they're also unvaccinated, and that is like their existence there is very dangerous. So that's very tough. But also fines seem so punitive and more likely to impact poor people, and those are the most likely to be unvaccinated anyway. So that seems really tough. I don't know what to do. I don't know what you would do there. I think there has to be some type of consequence, right? I mean, obviously, like doing nothing, then it's like you're okay to break the law. How do the protected need help from the? Because the more there are. It's the same thing with COVID, dude. It all goes back to the same idea. If you allow viruses to run rampant in your population, their genomes are going to recombine and change. So if you allow that to happen, then the vaccine becomes less and less effective. So you want to limit the amount. Rocky, I swear, dude, if you keep the spamming it, I'm just going to block you. And I'm not. If I block someone, it's forever. So I'm going to decline you. And if you keep spamming me, I'm just going to block you after this. Okay. Yeah, it's not true. It's Dianus. It's Dianus in chat, guys. Oh my God, the guy that got absolutely exposed in Grifter. I can't believe he's back, guys. Absolutely incredible. Insane that he is actually back. He's actually. I'm very surprised, but thank you for being here, Dianus, and thank you for boosting my numbers. Political, cultural context, and vaccine policy history are also relevant to. Okay, so Dianus, just so you're aware. There actually is evidence, unlike what you were talking about, there actually is evidence that vaccine mandates do work. So with your self-reported no evidence that anything that you have we're actually reading actual publications of people, things that people wrote down and had peer reviewed. It's a crazy thing. It's so that after you write something down, you have other people look at it, and then you get feedback, and then you make it better, and then you do the science better. It's a whole. I don't want to ruin it for you because you've never gone through the process and you don't know what actual science is. But it actually leads to a publication at the end of it. Read the methods sections. Yeah, dude, of course you do. You do that after the introduction and after the results, and then you do the methods. You don't normally go, what are you talking about, dude? Dude, Diana, you have no idea. You thought Werribee and Picard 2020 were you thought that they were spitting in cow liver or something. So you have no idea what you're talking about, dude. Yeah, we're talking about Florida's. We have Florida's vaccine mandate, and we have a naturopath who causes harm to people in chat. So he's trying to, yeah, exactly. He's trying to, after getting obliterated in our last discussion, he came crawling back trying to save face. So it's incredible. No shame, dude. Yeah. Let's just say I was kind last time. Diana. So let's just say, and even worse for you tonight, bro. Politico-cultural context and vaccine policy history are also relevant to a government's decisions about vaccine mandates. East Germany's history of oppressive state control may have informed a unified Germany's current commitment to volunteerism. Meanwhile, the phenomenon of path dependency can help to explain why other jurisdictions in this study implemented mandatory systems building upon and modifying earlier regimes, and hence retaining differences with regard to target populations and instruments. Path dependency illuminates how earlier decisions inform later ones, directing decision makers to continue down established pathways. For example, Australia has decades-old policy of providing financial incentives to parents for their children's vaccination status from birth, which is one reason why its recent reforms focused on the system's incentives, therefore had impact on even very young children. Yeah, exactly, guys. This is what I was thinking. I genuinely think that this is a better place to go. Australia has a decades-old policy. If you got paid from the government, think about that, guys. Like, everyone's healthcare cost in Florida is about to go up because all these people that are going to need to have infectious disease treatments are all going to be like relying on the insurance. They're that are going to be called for their insurance. All their healthcare costs are about to go up. It's more costly to be unvaccinated. It just is. You require more hospitalization, more expensive treatments. People that are anti-vax want to pay more money for healthcare. They do. That is just what they do. Yes, dude. Diane this guy's unbelievable, dude. Oh my gosh. I wonder how much money would you pay per vaccine? I mean, how much more money is it for healthcare from a measles treatment versus a measles outbreak? Let's look that up. Diana, so Diana he's actually looking for how you can actually look things up and how science works. So this is what we're doing, guys. When you have evidence for things through studies. I'm glad guys, give it up for Danis, though. He's actually trying to learn how a scientist actually thinks and works, and you gotta give it to him, man. At least he's trying. At least he's here. He's trying to absorb how things actually work. So you gotta give it to him. Here we go. Cost of of a measles outbreak per person. Okay, so the cost of a measles outbreak per case can be wild, but from a few $1,000s to over $76,000. For example, a study in 2020 found a per case cost between $2,600 and $3,654. While another study said in a 2019 outbreak in Clark County, Nevada, estimated the cost at $47,000. So I wonder, Diana, I wonder if the vaccine is going to be more or less than $47,000. What do you think? Here we go, guys. Ready? Measles, MMR. We're going to do the MMR, right? The MMR vaccine cost per dose. Here we go. Wow. $2.25 per dose. Dude, that is unbelievable. Yeah. Oh, no. Sorry. MMR is $26 and then $95 for the full dose for the second one. And then the private sector. Okay, so the private sector is $95. Okay, Merck is doing one for $186. Oh, it's a varicella and MMR all together. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's pediatric. Let's do adults. No, let's keep with kids because Republicans are trying to hurt kids. God, I always forget about that. That Republicans are genuinely trying to hurt children. No, let's look at the pediatric list. Again, all right, MMR. $95. So the CDC's cost in order to do it is $26. Privately, it's $95. So Dianis, what's more money? $26 or $47,000? What do you think? Which one's more, guys? Which one's more? Let's have a quick poll in the chat. Can we get a quick poll? Let's get a quick poll. Here we go, guys. $95, $25, or $47,000. Here we go. This one's for Diana, since he won't know this. Well, we should see a 1. We should see a 1 in chat, guys. Here it is. Here's what's more money? Here we go. Diana, here's your poll. This is it. Is it up? Can you guys... Oh, you have to gift vote? Oh, that's lame. Which one's more money, Diana? Which one? Okay, weird. Wow. Seems like some people get it. Some people are understanding. $47,000 is more. Wow. So it seems like people that are anti-vaccine like paying $47,000 instead of $25. That's incredible. I'm not surprised. Wow. Oh, there he is. There's Ruben. Oh, fuck me, Ruben. God. No, Baja. It's not Baja. It's Baja. It's not Ruben, guys. There we go. Oh, man. Here you go, guys. There you go. I thought that was Ruben. I was like, oh, Ruben. Oh, no. $25 vaccine or $48,000, guys. What do you want to pay? Which one's more money? What do you want to pay, guys? What's better? What's better to pay? Okay, here we go. Let's continue. So meanwhile, Meanwhile, Dennis, I don't have any evidence. I mean, that was probably one of my favorite moments in chat, guys. Wasn't that so funny? Dianus, I don't have any evidence. Oh my god, that was so good. That's all you have. That's all you have, bro. And I love that you turned your camera on too, so I could just like blow your face up and just make you look so bad. Oh, it was so good. All right. Meanwhile, the practice in the U.S. of linking vaccination to primary school entry is a primary reason why school immunization requirements are the, quote, obvious site for mandatory policy tightening of jurisdictions there, which results in policies that cannot affect mass change on the vaccination coverage rates of infants and toddlers. Oh, that's a good point. That's a really good point, actually. So Australia, because they do incentives by paying people, they have an immediate impact on those young children, the toddlers and infants. At the United States level, since we tie it to primary school, we have to wait until they go. That's a really good point. Path dependency can also inform public's levels of familiarity or comfort with mandates, emboldening policymakers to institute them. For example, the uncontroversial history of selective and largely unenforced vaccine mandates in Italy and France may have primed the populace for their reinvigoration in the face of the measles outbreaks, even if this did not generate some vocal opposition. Australia also has compulsory voting for federal and state elections, suggesting that some level of comfort with compulsion that serves the collective there. Dang. So true. So awesome. I would also follow Australia's thing there. Finally, it is also noteworthy that the public commitments to promote equality and eradicate disadvantage informed citizen consultation participant support for mandates in France, a country whose nationalist myth center on collective action and solidarity. Interesting, guys. Well, looks like $47,000 is more than a $25 vaccine. So there you go, Dianus. There's an actual evidence. I actually have a more scientific, more rigorous way of looking at what happened just now than you have in your entire life. Isn't that incredible? And there's actually 4 votes actually. So that's N equals 4 compared to your N equals 1 on all your treatments. So it seems like I've cleansed this poll, huh? I just did basically a cleanse. So there you go. And the thing is, I just did a cleanse of chat with that poll, but I'm not going to charge you $100 in order to do that. Isn't that nice? Isn't that really nice? Sweet. Interesting, guys. All right, I want to go back to this, but it is very frustrating, guys. Very frustrating, I'll be honest with you. Try actual logic and science. What's your beef with WebMD? I don't have anything with WebMD, Ruben. That's fine. Like, I'm okay with people actually educating themselves. Like, I'm reading stuff off of Google Scholar right now. You can read. What the problem is that people like Danis are actively hurting people. That's the problem that I have. Is that he probably pushed himself as an ND, so a naturopath doctor. So every single second that anyone is talking to that man is a second longer than he needs to actually get actual medical care. So therefore he is doing harm. He just is. Yo, Theater Geek, how's it going, man?
Hello, my friend. How you doing?
Good. What's up?
It's good. Good to see you again.
Yeah, likewise, man.
Was on your live the other night. Sorry, there's a delay going on, I think. But no, I was just looking at the comments and listening to what you were saying, and I
Yeah.
thought about this article. I don't know if you have you ever read the article called "The Worship of Mediocrity."
Oh no, but it seems like that's what we're doing right now, man. Worship of mediocrity. It's so crazy to me.
Glad you feel it ties in.
Yeah, dude.
It's a really interesting article. This.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Yeah. Yeah. The dirty little secret about mediocrity. No,
Um,
the worship of mediocrity by Cindy Sadler. No.
Honestly, I haven't looked it up in a really long time. It
Okay.
could be her, but basically, the gist is like she's this writer is talking about like when did it become elitist and snobby and rude to acknowledge that like, hey, I'm better than you in these
Hmm.
things. I know more than you in these things, and you know more than I do in certain
Yeah.
things. Like you, I would never be like, oh, I am a better singer than like a trained opera singer, or like
Yeah.
I'm a home cook, but I'm going to compare myself to like a professional chef who's spent years of discipline, like learning how to do something. Why do people feel like they can do that with science?
That's a good question, man. I
It
think that
blows my
honestly
mind.
they lack expertise in their life, so they don't understand like what actual dedication to a subject is in order to be on the other side of a Dunning-Kruger curve. I mean, I explained like expertise at the level of like in a conversation before as expertise is knowing something to the level that you don't think you know anything. And I think I like that
Right. I
definition
love
because
that.
because
You
you like
realize how much you don't know.
yeah, because it's like you like let's say like I've been really trying to wrap my mind around this analogy, and I used it before, but I'm gonna try it again. And like basically, it would be like someone saying, you know, if you were uninformed and someone came to you and you told me at 16, right? Can you drive any car? And I'm like, yeah, of course I can drive any car. I know how to drive. I put it in drive. I know how to work the gas pedal. I know how to put the stop, steering wheel. Of course I do. I could drive any car. You know, I'm looking around and I could drive any car. But then an automobile expert or a mechanic is going to be like, well, what are you talking about? Are you talking about semi trucks? Are you talking about race cars? Are you talking about Model
Right.
Ts? Are you talking about like all these different types of cars? There's no way that I could, you know, drive any of these. So no, there's no way I could. So even on and small things like that, man, like people really don't understand that people have dedicated their lives to like acquiring knowledge on this subject, and it sucks, dude. Like a lot of people don't really get to that point ever in their life, right? They never actually are capable of having the time I mean it's an incredible privilege to be a scientist, right? Where I you know went in and I'm doing
Yeah.
things, and it's incredible, like being able to change genomes around and learn about something that I care about and passion. It really didn't feel like working, you know, the entire time, the last 16 years. And, you know, I think that people are kind of trapped in their rat wheel where they're just going and they're just fighting to survive because of
They're trapped in their
capitalism.
what?
They're just like a mouse wheel, you know, where it's just not a productive way of living because of
Oh,
capitalism, right? People are going just work, home, work, home. They're not really using their time productively to better themselves. So I think that it's literally just impossible for people to understand that, like, people could be trying to make the world a better place, that people really could be trying to improve their knowledge about something, that people really could be solving problems. And people, you know, it's hard to even. I get why people don't understand it. Like they literally are not. They don't get it. They don't get it. Then they don't have expertise in
It's
their
like, oh,
life.
hey, some of the most brilliant people in the world developed these unbelievable advancements in medicine and technology to help us live exponentially better lives than people even 50 years, 100 years ago. But you know what? I saw a really good meme on Facebook. So my opinion holds as much weight.
Exactly.
Like, what?
Yeah. Exactly, man. And it's like,
it's insane. It's insane.
yeah, I've had like conversations with people where like, where you're like, PCR doesn't exist. It's fake. And I'm like, bro, it's like literally, it'd be like going to a carpenter and being like, a hammer and nail doesn't exist. It won't work. And you're like, what? Like I use it constantly. Like PCR is actually the way that a molecular biologist does and like strings together their pieces of DNA. That is like literally what I do for a living. It's like the best way to make new pieces of DNA. And you just can create these primers, which are super cheap, super readily available. They can literally push you know primers to you within 12 hours, and it's like it's incredible. And but then you have some guy that's never done a qPCR in his life that says, oh no, they don't work. They're not specific enough. Then you're like, what? I literally have there's like. Huh? Like what are you talking about? Like they're literally the most specific. You can like go down to a single nucleotide change. They're that specific. It's unbelievable. It's just like you can have basically the amplicon made or not based off of a single nucleotide change that happens. You just put it in the right spot of the primer, and it makes it just so it doesn't bind. So no amplicon can form. So it fails. Or if, you know, you can make it so that you do have it bind. You know, it's like there's lots of different ways, and you can test it and you can work on it. And but I totally agree, man. Like where this whole idea of elitism being a bad thing, and I don't know how to say it. I don't know what the word or how to portray this, but the idea that like if being elite is bad, then how can we be an exceptional country? The whole premise of the country being exceptional is that we are elite. You have to have elite people in your country. That's the whole idea. So if everyone is striving for mediocrity, okay, if everyone is striving for average, we are not an exceptional country, guys. We won't be. Correct. And we can't be by definition, because we've not done anything.
I'm also curious to see how far they want to go. Like, oh, okay, you think it's now an overreach of government's rights to, or what right does government have to mandate vaccines? Well, let's have them have zero control over our lives. Let's not. Who are we to impose safety regulations on restaurants? Like, why do we make them follow certain protocols? Remove all that. Remove making the water clean. Let survival of the fittest. Let's take it all the way if we're going to do it.
Yeah. Joel Stein. Oh, that's interesting. In defense of elitism. No, I haven't heard about this. It's just it's so yeah, exactly. Or like seatbelt laws. Don't tell me what to do, bro. Like, you know, in what way can we possibly it's just it's insanity. A lot of these safety regulations are written in blood, man. They are there because we didn't want 50% of kids dying before the age of 10. Vaccines did that for us. Modern medicine did that for us. Like it wasn't
OSHA regulations. Let's protect people. Yeah. No, get rid of that. We shouldn't be telling companies what to do. Let's build it as fast as we can, no matter what. Like, don't make us build more slowly.
It's crazy to me. Like these people, like we've like science has improved life so much that people are so far ahead because of it that people don't think that it's needed. And it's just wild to me that people don't understand that. They don't see that.
There's a comment that says studies showed that seatbelts save lives. I hope that person is not implying that studies haven't shown that vaccines have saved millions and millions of lives. What?
It's like, yeah, like what was that? I saw a study. It was like, I think the CDC was talking about, it was like 50 million kids have been saved or something in the last couple decades. Like what? Because it's mostly kids that were impacted by a lot of this stuff. A lot of the disease, it's just going to be targeting kids. Okay, so let's.
Between school pew-pewings and this, isn't it amazing how the pro-life crowd really is interested in policies that are going to actively harm children?
I did a little, like, an editorial thing on that today, because I'm just like, these are the thoughts and prayers people. They just went to Minneapolis, and now they're gonna thoughts and prayers their way through measles outbreaks. They're gonna, be these people are literally, like, these kids are living through active shooter drills, and now they need to figure out. We need to teach them how to identify whether or not someone has measles or not. Like what? Like what? Vaccine preventable deaths worldwide. How many? History. How many? It's like, how many vaccines have? Facts on global immunization.
I also saw a really. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, yeah, immunization prevents deaths worldwide. So, wow. About 4 million deaths worldwide are prevented by childhood vaccination every year. More than 50 million deaths can be prevented by immunization between 2021 and 2030 in the future. Wow. It's crazy to me that people think that it's just so crazy to me that people think that it's just, yes, Ruben, that's a good thing, bro. The fact that you have more vaccines is a good thing, because they're good to develop, and you get a more robust immune system from it. You get more of an immune response and more antibodies that your body can make. It's not like there's a finite amount that your body can make, and it does you harm after a certain amount. It's just, Dennis, you have no idea what you're talking about, bro. We're actually talking about evidence and proof, which is something that you've admitted that you don't have. So I don't know why you're here. Also, I don't have any evidence. Dianus is in the chat, guys. Give a round of applause for Dianus. At least he actually said that he has no evidence. He has no idea what he's talking about. Usually that takes a little longer. WHO, the global
delivery on that was amazing.
The global immunization efforts have saved at least 154 million lives over the past 50 years. How triggered does this make you, Dianus? How triggered is this? How bad? 154 million lives, mostly kids. Is that okay? Can we save kids' lives? Is that okay? But I guess if they just drink some green tea, they would be better. Okay, is that what they're? It's crazy, dude.
I saw a thread today where somebody wrote, vaccines don't cause autism, but they may increase the chance of your child being diagnosed with autism, mostly because it's a lot easier to diagnose kids who are alive.
True. Unironically, very true.
But I saw a TikTok back during like the C-19 days of a nurse saying, you know what, guys, if you don't want to get the vaccine and because you have an issue with big pharma, that's fine. I respect your right to make that decision, but then do not come to the hospital if you get sick, because every single thing in the room and every single medication that I'm going to use, literally every item that I would use to treat you in the hospital, is made by big pharma as well.
Exactly, dude. And how many of these guys are going to be Exactly, dude. Go into Ozempic. How many of these people are going to be coming for like all these other drugs, man? All these other things. It's like, oh, it's just the cognitive dissonance. It really is a superpower that they have. Like Dianus, like he literally has no shame. The fact that he actually can't is showing his face in here is like genuinely flabbergasting to me. I like I would not like the fact that he actually thinks that he could save face. If there was ever a scenario where he wouldn't look like an idiot, it blows my mind. But he's here, dude. Like that is so. It's not like grit or determination or stubbornness. It's just like he literally doesn't. It's the thing that you're talking about where he literally just doesn't know how bad he got blown out. Is he reaching out for help? Is he? Are you all right, Dennis? Are you okay? Are you okay? There has to be someone that's okay for him. Like that's someone that loves him in his life. There has to be. I think. Are we it? Oh my God! Maybe that's maybe that's it. We're the only people. I'm the only person in Dianus's life that has talked to him for an hour this week. So he's coming back. Is that what's happening? What's happening right now? Dude, that's crazy.
The right is like, we're going to risk the lives of our children to own the libs.
Exactly, dude. Well, I really hope that that the article was just incredible. I mean, I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised about the legislators like not being able to gonna have to vote on it. I thought that was really interesting. I thought that
Well, that they couldn't be like, no, you're literally not doing this.
I thought DeSantis would just rip it like right then and there because of the unitary executive theory. You just rip it everything, and who's gonna stop you? But I guess he can. I guess he can't. I'm really surprised. It's just wild, dude. I can't fathom these guys. It's
crazy. I also saw a comment. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
I feel like I keep cutting you off. I don't mean to if I am.
No. I'm just rambling. I'm so flabbergasted, bro. My brain is just falling out of my head tonight. I'm so frustrated and mad, and I'm kind of just like, I'm out of it. I'm out of it right now.
It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And I feel like, I was going to mention, I saw another comment from somebody who keeps saying, like, don't get me wrong, I trust, this type of vaccine and that type of vaccine, like the older types, but just not mRNA. That's my issue. And I'm like, what?
It's obviously not true, right? Because they're removing all vaccine requirements. That's right. You know what I mean? Like, this is like nonsense that people say this stuff, and they're trying to harken back to that whole COVID thing. And it's not. This has nothing to do with COVID vaccinations, guys. This is all vaccinations, all old technology, all the old stuff that like has been quote unquote safe that everyone thought was okay. So,
well, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember reading something that said, and I think this made a lot of people feel better about it who read the article. There's an article by professionals saying that, like, we get how it can be concerning that the C-19 vaccine was made so quickly. Like, we understand why that would raise some eyebrows, but the reason for that is because none of the rigorous safety standards, like, none of that was cut as, like, corners to get it done faster. The only thing that was cut was the red tape. Like, usually it would take years and years to develop something like that, but because the whole world was like, let's just get it done, that the red tape is why it happened so quickly. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, one more time. Sorry, one more time.
Sorry, I probably
just read
said that.
the stupidest comment that I've ever read in my life, and my brain just melted. And I never thought that would happen. And I'm like actually impressed. I'm actually impressed, like how the words came together so unintelligently. Like, wow. I really love that we're genuinely making waves into these anti-vax communities. We have shook them to their core, and there's so many in here. I genuinely love it because they don't realize that them spamming so much in here like just pushes our engagement up and pushes our stuff even higher. So thank you guys, thank you. I'm sorry. One more time, I will pay attention to you this time. I'm sorry, bro.
It's totally it's totally fine. That was actually really, really funny. No, I was saying that there is that comment that woman made here saying, like, you know, what I just said about like the, you know, I'm fine with these other older types that have been proven to be effective. I just have a problem with the mRNA. Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember reading an article during the C19 days that said that, like, we understand why it would be, it was written by a professional being like, we understand why it would be concerning potentially that, like, it was, that the C19 vaccine was created so quickly. Yeah. But the reason that we were able to do it so fast is not because we were cutting corners for the safety standards and testing of it. The only thing that was cut was the red tape that we usually have to go through.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is what Trump did, which is the good thing that he did. Yeah. And all the same stages that happened on any other vaccine, they just did it one after another, as opposed to having to wait. And it was a remarkably good vaccine, guys. It was 95% efficacy. All the other ones are like 60%. It was remarkably good.
The vaccine was 4 years ago, and I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for all the comments of people who are like, oh, all these people who got the vaccine are going to, like, unalive at any moment, or all these bad health things are going to happen. I'm like, well, it's 4 years and I haven't had any problems yet, so I'm waiting.
Yeah. I know how these people were wrong at every stage of the way. Isn't it incredible how they're never held accountable? It's really incredible. It's this hyper accountability for every single thing that Fauci has ever said versus how they were wrong on hydroxychloroquine, how they were wrong on ivermectin. They were wrong about mass deaths on the vaccines at 6 months, at 1 month, at 2 months, 1 year, 2 years, everything. What happened, bro? I thought you were going to come up and your WRFK dude just left the queue. Oh. Well, he kept spamming WRFK, and then I was going to invite him on and just blast. See, you guys, the anti-vaxxers never stay, guys. It's not fair. It's not fun. It's not fun. But
was it you recently? Was it your videos recently that I was watching where there was like a guy who was saying like, but look at what this study says and look at what this study says, and you're like, yeah, but as soon as you read the first paragraph, you see that it's just the title confusing you, and what it actually says is the exact opposite of what you're claiming. Like, what?
Yeah, the testing wasn't rushed. It wasn't rushed. It was when was BioNTech mRNA vaccine. But when was it? It was like time. I think it was like 2014 that it was finished. Dude. No, I've never heard of that, Dianus. I've never. Yeah, dude, look at this. A test negative case study published in August 2021 found that 2 doses of the Pfizer vaccine had 93.7% effectiveness against symptomatic disease caused by the Alpha variant. 93.7%, dude. Unbelievable. And then in a subsequent study, the CDC, and then it went down when the Delta variant came out from 91 to 66%. So that was the thing. That's what really pisses me off the most. Like, it really had a chance. We really had a chance to actually just wipe out COVID. You know, if we really had gone through and like had that 95% vaccine that we used, and people just had taken it, it would have been over, you know. And We didn't. People just were so selfish and
Bob,
so weak, dude. I love how the feign machismo and the feign alpha male that these guys have, which is just absolute bullshit cowardness that all of you people in chat have. You guys are absolute pussies. Seriously, like absolute just bottom barrel, just so afraid of a fucking shot, dude. Like, get over yourselves. You guys are so afraid and you live in fear of a shot, dude. It's unbelievable. You live in fear of shit you do not understand, and you run from it, and you're willing to risk your life and the lives of other people around you because of it. That's the thing that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
somebody wrote in the comments, host seems angry. I'm like, oh, and you're not, dude? You're not angry at like the fascist takeover of America that's happening right now? What?
Bro, I'm not angry. I'm just like, I'm genuinely like, it's wild when I dedicated my life in order to try to solve problems in the world. Like, genuinely, I figure like science is the best method to do that, and I've tried my entire life to try to make things better for people around me and the further generations, and trying to better future generations. Yeah, I'm rude and belittle people. That's what I do here. You're right. Yeah, I'm such a good guy. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. These guys are so, they're so mad. I love it. The tears of you guys could make the Pacific Ocean jealous. It's just unbelievable. And like I've dedicated my life trying to become a scientist to try to help solve problems, and the way that there are some people that are just so dogmatic about their ignorance and trying to like not like stop forward progress, but like regress like society into this like pre-medical, pre-technology state. And I just, it just genuinely just blows my mind that there are people out there that are like that are just so selfish, man. It really does blow my mind.
It's absolutely insane. And also, in regards to the whole C19 era and how it relates to politics, because I know you were like, it's really hard to talk about science without talking about politics too.
Yeah, they're interrelated.
Is that scandal would have been the absolute end of any other candidate in history's campaign. They would absolutely.
You cut out. Would you say which scandal? I'm sorry. Which one?
The Bob Woodward tapes.
Oh yeah.
In January of 2020, where Trump is on tape talking about how severe COVID is, and then he turns around and admits to downplaying it, and he turns around and deliberately lies about it for an entire year to the American public. Like, that's how many lives did he put at risk by not being truthful about the virus?
Yeah,
like
he himself, blood is on his hands. Specifically, like the Lancet did a posthumous thing where 300,000 people died in the United States specifically because of Trump's actions. Specifically. I was looking for like what year the Beyond Tech was done was finished. I thought it was like 2014 that they had finished it, around that time. I can't find it. Oh, here we go. mRNA vaccines. Here we go.
Robin just commented, "How is it Trump's fault? Do you mind if I tell her about the Woodward tapes?"
So Trump specifically overrode the CDC. The DHS overrode the CDC in a couple of really big ways, and they can be linked directly through epidemiology to the deaths of those of during COVID. So we know through sequencing that his direct actions had an impact, and we can watch those mutations happen within the population, and we can link it back to the deaths. So it's you can molecular forensics. It is what it is. Yeah, go ahead. You can talk about that.
I didn't. It's your live, obviously. So
Yeah, go for it.
bro.
Go for it. I'm trying to read the. Go ahead.
What you gave was an incredible answer, but for anybody that doesn't know about the Bob Woodward tapes, Bob Woodward is a legendary journalist who took down Nixon, and Trump agreed to 18 recorded interviews with Woodward, and is on tape in January of 2020 and February talking to Woodward and saying, "You know what, Bob? This is really scary stuff. It's not just old people. It's plenty of young people that are affected. It's far, far deadlier than even your most strenuous flus. And it's not just from touching things. It's contracted because it's airborne as well. This is really scary stuff." And then he turned around, and for almost an entire year and the other thing he said, he goes, "Oh, I've always liked playing it down because I don't want to create a panic." As if there's no middle ground between the sky is falling, everyone's going to unalive, and let's do nothing about it, and laugh at doctors. But he then turned around and for almost an entire year to the American public said, "It's nothing to worry about. It's only old people. It's a cold. It's just the common cold. Don't stress about it. It's going to go away by Easter. Masks are ridiculous." So the fact that isn't a widely known thing, and that didn't completely end his prospects of being president again, is absolutely mind-blowing. That would have destroyed any other candidate in history.
Oh, for sure. Dang, dude, that's incredible. So the mRNA vaccine, the original Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine originally required 110 days to mass produce, but then Pfizer actually optimized it to the process to only 60 days. That's incredible. Within that larger time frame, the actual production time is only about 22 days. 2 weeks for molecular cloning of DNA plasmids and purification of DNA, 4 days for DNA to RNA transcription and purification of mRNA, 4 days to encapsulate mRNA to lipid nanoparticles, followed by a fill and finish. That's incredible, dude. The entire process, 22 days. Wow. That is incredible. Dude, that is so cool. I'm trying to see when they were had the actual sequence done. They started the 2018 was the first time the FDA approved lipid nanoparticle delivery. So that was waiting in the wings. The first human clinical trials using mRNA vaccine against an infectious agents began in 2013. I said 2014, so I was pretty right on. Which everyone would take the rabies vaccine, because you either die or you get that vaccine, guys. It is 100% deadly.
Imagine unaliving by choice to own the libs.
I know, right? Okay, here we go. A liposome encapsulated mRNA encoding a viral antigen was shown in 1993 to stimulate T cells in mice. Okay, so 89 was the Malone thing where he basically produced GFP, but so 93 was the actual first vaccine. The liposome encapsulated mRNA. That's fascinating. Yeah, and then 2017 was the first human test of conceptual personalized mRNA cancer vaccines. So the idea that this isn't like this wasn't tested or this wasn't developed, I mean, it's just nonsense. I don't understand. Other than if you think it's rushed, you have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm sorry, but like, you just don't. I don't know what to say other than that. It was in development. The introduction of lipid nanomaterials for mRNA delivery was 1978. Let's go through the timeline, guys. Let's go through this timeline. This was rushed for you guys. This is too much. Discovery of mRNA, 1961. The discovery that interferon is inducible by mRNA, 1963. The discovery of 5' cap modification of mRNA, 1975. The introduction of lipid materials for mRNA delivery, 1978. Realization of in vitro mRNA transcription catalyzed by sp6 RNA polymerase, 1984. You guys know about this. I mean, you guys all know about these because you think that this came too fast. You didn't think that these could happen this quickly. And initiation of cationic lipid-mediated mRNA transfection concept proposal of mRNA-based drugs, 1989. This is too fast for you guys. Concept proposal of mRNA vaccines in 1990. The discovery that cellular immunity is inducible by mRNA, 1993. The first vaccination with mRNA encoding a modified cancer antigen, 1995. So 25 years is too long. It's too short. It's too short. It's too rushed, guys. It's too rushed. 2002, the first clinical trial with ex vivo DC transfected with mRNA against cancer, 2002. The demonstration that nucleoside modified RNA is non-immunogenic, 2005. Nucleoside modification improves RNA stability and translation, 2008. The first utilization of direct injection of mRNA as a human cancer treatment, 2009. The first preclinical trial delivering DC's targeted mRNA intradermally, 2010. This is too fast for you guys. This is too much. Too much is going on. Too fast. Flu and RSV specific mRNA's protection vaccinated in preclinical trials, 2012. So that is literally them doing flu and RSV with mRNA in the same protective thing in 2012. Jesus Christ. The first human test of conceptual personalized mRNA cancer vaccines. It's easy to make this RNA, so they're saying, let's just do it personalized. Let's do it for each individual cancer treatment, which is, by the way, how all your guys' gene therapy is going to be delivered, by the way. So if you ever, your cancer is actually coming for you and you are literally going to, in your stage, I hope you get the gene therapy that you are trying to deny other people through vaccinations right now. Analysis of research trends for RNA vaccines against influenza and cancer, 2019. The conduction of phase 1 clinical trials of vaccines of mRNA against COVID-19, 2020. So what part of that process was too quick? What was that? What part was too rushed, guys? Answers. Let's go. What part of that was? Or did you not understand? Wait. Oh, maybe it's because you didn't understand what the fuck I was just talking about because you have no idea what you're talking about and you lack all expertise in molecular biology and you have no idea what you're talking about. Or you're going to give me a detailed, peer-reviewed analysis of why you think that this part is rushed. Please. Anything? Nobody? Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds really scary and rushed to me. I don't know if I would trust it.
Yeah. People just have no idea.
It's mind-blowing. It really is.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to, this one guy that was spamming WRFK, already left a long time ago, so I don't know what happened to him, but, so we'll see. I guess John Stone's Maha, so here we go. All right, Theater Geek, I guess enjoy the show, bro. Have a good one, man.
Thanks, you too.
What's up?
How are you?
Okay. What do you want?
Yeah, so this is all my personal opinion. I never got the C-19 vax. And you made a comment earlier, you think that it never stopped transmission, right? The C-19 vax did not stop transmission, right? Or do you think it did?
How does a vaccine work?
So, well, look, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not giving you
All
medical
right.
advice.
Next. All right. I'm not. Guys, you come in here, you answer my questions right now, or you get kicked. All right. That's it. That's it. We're not doing the loop-de-loop thing tonight. You understand what is happening, and you answer the question, or you get kicked. Bruce,
So I
how's
just
it going?
wanted to bring up. Hey, how's it going? I just
How
wanted
does
to
a
bring up
vaccine work?
remdesivir.
How does a vaccine work?
It gives you the antibodies to makes your body create the antibodies to what's the vaccine's purpose to, delete or to fight.
Okay.
But so I just want to ask you about remdesivir. Are you familiar with remdesivir?
No, we're not going to talk about remdesivir. We're going to talk about vaccines.
Well, I mean, do you know Mike Yedden?
Okay. Guys.
So,
Guys. We're talking about vaccines. Do you either understand what you're talking about and you get up here and you hold your balls in your hand and you actually understand what you're talking about? Or you don't and you get kicked? I'm not in the mood right now. John Stone, up for another one.
Yeah, sure. I'll try.
How
and
do
answer your
vaccines
question.
work?
So, if somebody gets injected with a vaccine, it's going to a weakened form of the virus would create antibodies to when the actual virus came, and the body would recognize, and the disease would not be as severe. Is that what you're?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that person that has that vaccine would have a higher or lower viral load?
Lower.
Okay. So now, if that person breathed on someone, would they have higher or lower amounts of viral load?
Lower.
Yes, and that's the answer to your question. Yes. That's how it works. Good job. He answered his own question. We don't need to talk any longer. Amazing. You guys are answering your own questions. Why am I even here? This is incredible. We have the Maha people understanding now what viruses, how viral load works. They're actually getting it, guys. They're actually understanding what we're talking about finally. This is incredible. Stella, how's it going?
Good. How are you? I
Good.
just want to say, this is great TV. It's really entertaining. I'm giggling every time I watch this live. I'm
Good.
sorry. I am incredibly uneducated. I'm a 10th grade dropout.
Okay.
I've tried to get through college a few times, just don't have the money. My two favorite subjects that I managed to get through in college are psych and biology, and I have a very basic understanding. I'm going to tell you that I'm an idiot right up front. And I begged and raced to get a vaccine as quickly as possible. Even with my limited education, I understood that this damn thing saves lives.
Nice. Good work.
And I don't understand. I am so angry. The girl, the 20-year-old who gave me COVID, almost killed me because I couldn't get the vaccine before I got COVID because she was uncomfortable wearing masks.
Yeah.
And so I had COVID and I was sick for a month.
Dang.
And nobody knew. This was like March of 20. Nobody knew what to do other than give me oxygen and pat me on my head. I was in a rural hospital, and anyway.
I'm sorry. That's awful.
No, don't be sorry. What I'm angry about is that we have politicized medicine in this country to the point where people actually think they have a fucking say.
Yeah.
The only people who should have any kind of say at all are people with lots of initials after their name.
Yeah.
And if your specialty, like mine, is delivering fucking pizza, you should have no say in what happens with science or with inoculations or anything else. And I'm getting to this point when we start allowing people to vote as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost to the point where I want to see not a meritocracy, but what's the word? Intelligent
Technocracy with science.
Yeah, or a certain amount of intelligence before you are allowed to vote, like IQ testing. I almost died because of people's stupidity.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's true. I mean, it's totally true. There's immunocompromised people that are going to be subjected to this. There's kids with genetic disorders. There are tons of different adults with genetic disorders. Yeah. There's we're talking, guys, like measles wipes your entire vaccine, like your antibodies out. All your T cells and your B cells that are where you store all of your your antibody response, measles wipes all of that out. So all of you anti-vaxxer, I like natural immunity, bro. I don't need vaccines, dude. I just need natural immunity. Well, guess what? You get measles, all of that gets wiped out. So the idea that we have measles just running rampant now, and we have a surgeon general that is just openly saying and allowing measles outbreak kids to go potentially with unvaccinated kids inside of schools in Florida. It's just the insanity of this is just it's astronomical, guys.
I had measles when I was 24 hours old. I got it in the hospital.
Wow, holy moly.
Because the religious-based hospital I was in 1961 was anti-vax, and the doctor that my mother had for an OBGYN was LDS. And thought that vaccines were a bad idea and that formula was a bad idea, so they were feeding me this concoction of condensed milk and powdered milk and evaporated milk and water, because it was supposed to be so high in nutrition, actually just really high in sugar.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, man. You are a warrior. You've gone through so much. Oh my gosh.
I am amazed I lived through it. They actually told her on the third day to come up and name the baby because they needed a name for the death certificate.
Oh my God. That's gnarly.
So yeah, isn't that a great story? 1961. That's how far we've come from regulating idiots out of the field of medicine since then. And I do not want to go backwards. I don't think any mother in her right mind wants to go backwards if she stops and thinks about thalidomide, for God's sake, ought to be enough to scare the crap out of any human being.
Yeah.
And we ought to have testing. Yeah, we ought to have testing. And if you can't document, like you said, this vaccine was actually in the works, in development since 1961. And if you can't show that kind of track record, of course, no. But just because people are hearing about it for the first time meant that in their little small minds, it just now came into existence. Well, no, Cletus, that's not how it works. You know, just because you're hearing about it for the first time doesn't mean it just now happened. Sorry.
Exactly. No, so true. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, Jules, we've been talking about it the entire night, for 2 hours now. It's awful. I mean, it's awful. It's gonna harm children. I mean, hopefully, the New York Times article did say that and DeSantis can't just do it unilaterally, which I thought they could. I guess they can't. I mean, unitary executive theory says that the state judicial system has no bearings on the governor. So I think it's going to have to go probably to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will probably have to decide whether or not DeSantis can just, with a stroke of a pen, take away all the vaccine mandates. I think that's probably what's going to have to happen. So thank you, Stella, for coming on. I appreciate you. Thank you for being such a warrior. Thank you.
Before you throw me off, I just wanted to say that because I had the vaccine the first time, the C-19 vaccine the first time, after I almost died, and I wasn't the idiot who said, "Oh, I've had it now, I don't need to be vaccinated." The first time they said, "Okay, anybody over a certain age can go get it," I ran to go get it. I was first in line. And the next time I got COVID, I was only sick for 3 days. And I didn't end up in the hospital. It doesn't stop you from being sick, people. It stops you from being very sick.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the same thing. Does it block all the transmission? No, of course not. It minimizes your viral load to the point that you're spreading less, which is a good thing, because the more viral load there is, the more viruses there are. The more viruses there are, the more genomes there are. The more genomes there are, the more genome recombinations that happen, and the more that can be recombined and mutations are made. So it's crazy. It's just it's insanity.
Okay. Thank you. And thank you for what you're doing, man.
Oh, thank you, Stella. I appreciate you. Have a good one. Oh 079987M. I guess 079987N was taken. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, Brandy. How's it going? What's up?
Just Michelle. So it was funny. I was just listening to everything. So was there something that happened that I missed today, that vaccines are not being allowed in the States?
Okay. Yeah, let's just
and
review.
You don't have to go through the whole thing with all your words, because you got lots of words.
No.
And I love all your words. So did it happen? And I'm totally for the vaccine, so you don't have to explain it in detail.
So we can do a refresher.
Happened?
There's a lot of people that have been asking what's happening, so it's okay. So Florida moves to end vaccine mandates for school children. The state would be the first to scrap requirements that children be vaccinated to attend school, among other rules. Florida plans to be the first state to end all vaccine mandates, guys, not COVID-19, vaccine mandates, including for school children, rejecting a practice that public health experts have credited for decades with limiting the spread of infectious diseases. The Florida Surgeon General made the announcement today with DeSantis, and then he said, quote, "Who am I to tell you what your child should put? Who am I to tell you what your child should put in their body?" So go ahead.
I'm up in Canada, so
okay.
We don't have,
jealous
mandated, but we usually get along. But haven't for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So in Florida, are there states that are mandated or were mandated measles, RM, vaccines?
Yeah, that is the mechanism that the United States uses in order to get vaccines into arms. Basically, is
I know. So here, you just like child's born,
Hmm.
you get a shot, and then they go to school. And I think I don't know if it's grade 2 or grade 3, they get another one. I think it might be grade 4, and then grade 9, they get another one. And like, it just happens that way. So there in the States, it just gets like you have to mandate them to do it. Like measles and
So
like
Canada's school vaccine requirements vary by province and
not
territory.
school, like now not school mandated.
Yeah,
Like
that's
we
where
don't mandate children to be vaccinated to go to school.
Canada's
Should we?
the Canada's vaccine requirements vary by province and territory, but typically include dysphoria, tetanus, polio, measles, mumps, rubella, MMR, pertussis, meningococcal vaccines with varicella, chickenpox, also commonly required for younger children. Ontario and New Brunswick are among the provinces with stricter policies requiring proof of immunization for school entry. So you guys do. Some of you do.
Ontario does.
Yeah. You must check with your specific province or territorial public health unit for detailed, up-to-date information. So yeah, that's how. And that's basically what the United States does. That's what we have throughout all the states, and it's to go to public schools.
So mandated or not mandated?
Yeah, it's mandated just like Ontario.
The only reason why Ontario is mandated is because it's the capital of the country. And I'm a total vacciner. Like I'm not but like mandating. Yeah, okay, fine. We should mandate the dumb people.
Well, it's the question is, and we read a paper and we were talking about it, like the how you can actually encourage people. So there's different ways at different stages that you can have that social pressure. So you can have different like the penalties and enforcement. You can have exclusion from school like we do in the United States. You can have exclusion from daycare and preschool plus fines of $100 to $500 like Italy. You can have exclusion from daycare, schools, holiday camps, potential legal proceedings in France. So there's lots of
there's deterrents for adults to not vaccinate their children.
Yeah, and then there's also
we vaccinate children to protect children.
Yeah.
So these punishments are punishing children versus the adults. Like I get it. Like I don't know why people don't get the C whatever one. People had their issues with, but all of the other ones, these are proven vaccines. They have stopped polio, they've stopped measles, they've stopped all.
Yeah, this is all of them.
Things.
You can have Australia gives you a benefit, a financial benefit if you do get vaccinated. So they give you so Australia, you lose up to $8,000 a year in the financial assistance that you would get otherwise. So you're getting basically paid $8,000 a year in order to vaccinate, which is cool. Germany, you're just fined. You're just fined for $2,500 or euros or francs, I guess. So,
well, they're francs, European Union euros, but yeah, it's yeah.
So there's different ways. There's different ways in different places in the world that some like how in the incentive structure. Do you penalize or do you give money to give good behavior? I honestly really like the Australian model personally because then it's like here's $8,000 for the first year of your child if you vaccinate them, fully vaccinate them, and get them all their stuff at the right time. And then that's like something that the parent can use like however they want, and that's it's right at the beginning of the child's life, so you don't have to worry about it later. And because unfortunately, the United States, you're kind of like waiting until they're going into primary school, which is 5 years old. So that means that they're unvaccinated up until that point. sometimes.
And that's rough on, well, the children.
Hmm.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I
it's
couldn't
rough on them
imagine.
to have communicable disease.
I couldn't imagine having and not vaccinating my baby. I
I know.
couldn't.
I know.
When and I vaccinated my kid against chickenpox.
Yeah.
She still got chickenpox. She didn't get chickenpox the way I got chickenpox.
Yep. It's just not as bad.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's and you know what? Families today don't actually have kids with chickenpox, but you're welcome. But they want to not vaccinate their children. It's frustrating. It's so frustrating.
Yep. Yep.
But I don't know what could, like, I get what Australia is doing, but that is not it's not a viable solution for the US. It's not
I
even
think
a
so.
viable solution for Canada.
Why wouldn't it be?
Paying a newborn or a new family $8,000 to vaccinate their child.
Yeah, why not?
How many babies are born in a day in each country?
The problem
and
is
times it
that
by $8,000. Like, I'm just
that's
saying,
cheap.
it's just
That's cheap.
not.
That's cheap. How many new babies born USA each year? 3 million. 3 million babies are born each year in the United States. That's nothing. $24 million? That's nothing.
3 billion babies times. Wait, you said
Ruben, Ruben, our population is 340 million. You're not birthing 340 million people every year, bro. Jesus fuck Christ. Oh my God. Yes, guys. Yes, you would pay.
Actually, you said billion, and that was kind of.
So yeah, you're talking about $24 billion a year, which is, yeah, it's totally doable. 3 million babies per year. Yeah, guys. That's nothing. It's nothing.
Let's.
Dude, our ice budget just went from fucking $115 billion to $150 billion. I don't want to hear about like that we don't have money for stuff. Okay, all right. Thank you. I appreciate you coming on. Ruben, stop. This is not okay. I'll run my show however the fuck I want, okay? I don't need you sitting here and gatekeeping me or trying to tell me what to do, okay? If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. If it's too hot for you, then you can leave, okay? What's up?
So Mike Yedden was the former vice president for Pfizer for 16 years.
Okay.
He said, in his word, he said it was like looking over the designers for the C-19 jab. He said it's like looking over the designer's shoulder. He could see every little thing he did and the reason for doing it. And he said he gave two reasons or three, but to harm was one, and to reduce fertility is the other. But my bigger question is, so I know that's hard to hear, but I mean,
it's not right.
Mike,
you're just making stuff up, dude. I mean, whatever QAnon board that you've dribbled in here with is just nonsense. So whatever.
Mike Mike Yedden. You can look him up.
Bro, I don't
he
care.
has
I don't care about some random crackpots like quote. It doesn't matter about the entire existence of studies in science. I don't care what some guy says.
So I mean, Pfizer's own. I mean,
I
if you
don't
look
care
into
about
what
the
was
CEO of
Pfizer
Pfizer. I don't care about if John Pfizer himself came down and said, "This is what this thing is." It doesn't matter, bro. That's not how science works. Studies exist. We study them. There's independent the analyses that happens, and that's what we have.
Okay, so let me ask you, why did the Open VAERS report over 38,000 deaths within 12 to 14 days?
It's nonsense.
Over
No, it's
38,000.
nonsense. It's
That's
100 people have
You can look it
died.
up.
It's 100 people have died. Do you realize that?
I can give you
100, 1 in 50
38,400.
million for the shot. 1 in 50
So
million.
in the Open VAERS, you can
Dude,
go there.
VAERS is an open database that you can just put an info in. Do you realize that VAERS was put out by the CDC, right? We have that. Scientists actually do study that. You realize that, right?
Yeah. So,
Okay,
I mean,
so you understand that it's a public repository and that anyone could just put things in there. So if I just go open with VAERS, it would be and search for like deaths. It would be like looking at all the payments your mom has sent me over the years. There'd be so many, and I can't even count.
So I mean, they said, and that's, I mean, there's other that's just in the
That's
US,
just the VAERS.
over
That's just the
38,000.
VAERS. That's just the one that the CDC has, and people do
So
have
there's-
actual like database that we actually go from, but it has to be culled and verified. You don't just take everything on VAERS from carte blanche.
Well, I mean, okay, so do you think maybe there's 1,000 people that lied
No,
and
there's
reported, or how
no.
many people don't
Okay, how do you
report?
verify that someone died from a vaccine?
They died within 12 to 14 days of
No,
taking it.
you think? Oh, that's it. So okay, so someone dies in a car crash.
Yeah.
You think that he died from a vaccine?
Right.
Yeah, you still exactly. So you have no idea what you're talking about. You think that anyone that dies for any reason related to anything within 12 to 14 days of a vaccine, you think that's why they died.
So if
You're
you look
insane.
at
You're insane. You have no idea what you're talking about, and you're just spouting some QAnon nonsense.
No, that's Open VAERS. Anybody can search it.
Yeah,
for themselves.
exactly. And
So
VAERS is put out by scientists, bro. Why don't you think that I would know what VAERS is? How do you spell
Okay, right,
VAERS?
Open
How do you
VAERS.
spell it?
DEARS.
Okay. VAERS. Yes. Wow. That's incredible. Actually, I'm really surprised.
Not a very good spell. It's not my thing. But
I know.
do
I'm
know
impressed.
that-
I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
I'm not-
Is that? Did you
I'm not
use
my thing
one
at all.
of your brain cells for each of the letters in order to memorize it, or did you use all
Well,
four of your brain cells in order to memorize all four of them at the same time?
I mean, you don't have to resort to personal attacks.
Oh,
but-
I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry. Dude, the personal attacks of the people that are actually being harmed by the vaccines, like how do you think that they feel? Do you think that they feel personally attacked?
Well, I mean, the amount of, we know the spike protein is a problem, right? Do we not?
Dude,
we do
we
know
know-
that's a problem.
Bro, stop talking about this brain rot that you have from the pandemic and about COVID, guys. This is about all vaccines. You're talking about every single vaccine.
Okay, so let me just ask you about remdesivir. So
Stop talking about the pandemic. We're talking about all vaccines. We're talking about every single vaccine that is being removed now. You guys, see, this is the problem. You actually believed that when people told you that, oh, we're for vaccines, we're just not for this vaccines. The problem is that you believed the lie. You actually bought into the propaganda that it was just this COVID vaccine that people were skeptical about. Meanwhile, guess what? We knew the entire time, and I hoped that you guys were lying. I hoped that you guys were telling the truth, but in reality, obviously you guys weren't. You guys are anti all vaccines. It's not just the COVID. And that's where we are now. We have the entire states that are removing the entire vaccine mandate. It's not just COVID-19. So stop talking like a bot about remdesivir, hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin. Stop.
Right. Well, those were effective means, and if
Oh
those
my god,
means
dude.
were
Dude,
used,
you're done. You're
they
done.
wouldn't-
Holy shit. Guys, this is just brain rot from these Maha people. You guys are absolutely brain rot. And if you guys are crying in chat about this is too much for you guys. This is too much. I haven't even begun. I haven't even fucking begun.
Hey, man.
What's up, Chance?
It's been a
How's it
while.
going?
It's going good. Last time I talked to you, I mentioned to you about biophotons.
Oh,
But
the tunneling stuff?
yeah, a little bit. But hey, I wanted to get your opinion on something else. American Society for Microbiology accredited, right? So,
Yeah.
have you heard of AGAR? It's AGAR art.
Oh yeah, dude. People drawing on stuff for the
Dude.
petri dishes. Yeah.
Yes, where they actually take like these microbes and they dye them and then create like these microscopic art pieces. I wanted to ask you about that.
Mhm.
Like, what's
Yeah, I've
your
done
take
it.
on that?
Well,
with your
they look kind of cool. Yeah, dude. Oh shit! I just looked them up. Whoa, the Auger Art Contest. What in the world?
yeah, it's
Guys, look up the
crazy to me
YouTube,
that,
man.
like,
There, I got it on the screen. This is actually incredible.
yeah, it's like, okay, so
Whoa.
we're using a 2D plane using these microscopic organisms to create images of a 3D plane that we live in.
Yeah.
And I was going to bring this up I was going to come on the other night cuz after you got into a heated debate with someone, I was going to be like, "You know what? I'll see if he's aware of this to kind of bring it down a little bit cuz you seemed heated."
Yeah.
And then after all the crazy shit that's been going on tonight, I just was like, you know what? I'll throw this at him and be like, hey,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
here's something to hopefully cheer you up a little. So,
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah. Wow, dude. I'm looking at the 2018 winner, and it's like
yeah.
they have like the flowers in her hair, and then the hair is another one, and then the oh, how cool, dude. I've like written my name before in Augur, but I've never
The fact that we can do this is like,
It is
I
really
mean,
cool.
if you'd showed this to someone in the 1800s, they would literally be like, this is heresy, this is magic, burn this person.
Dude, what's crazy is like the growth rates that you have. They're not all going to be the same growth rate here. So all these like especially the 2018 winner here, like these aren't just fluorescent proteins. These are actual microbes with differentiated like species and stuff. So they're gonna grow at way different rates. So maybe like on the left hand side you get a lawn, you know, and then you kind of like scrape it and remove this stuff, and that's why his face looks so solid, and her face. See how it's like completely solid? So you probably like scrape it off into like and then in those blank spaces, then you put the new colored stuff.
Would it be a little far-fetched to say that the reason why they're getting those shapes is because they have different bacteria kind of creating a border amongst each other?
Yeah.
Like not blending in, kind of like what you see?
It's probably yeast, dimorphic yeast species, and they might be creating hypha. That's what I would think.
That would be... Oh, wait, no, that wouldn't have... Was that your field? Or no,
Yeah,
you were...
I have worked with Euroia lipolytica, which is a hyphal string. But I don't know, maybe it is... I don't know, it does look so... it's precise. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Hell yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, I just wanted to hop
Cool.
in after that because, yeah, I see people going full conspiracy, and it's like, dude, like I started looking into more about what you were saying about organic, and yeah, you're 100% right. Like it really is just kind of like a cash grab where it's like, oh, look, this is so healthy for you. But it's like, because I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about it too, where he's like, the genetically modified isn't any different than what we did with corn.
Exactly.
The only difference is that we've refined it and done it in a lab.
Exactly.
And it's a lot safer and accurate.
Yeah, it's like analogy is like it's like a B-2 bomber that's like doing like a carpet bombing, versus kind of like a precision targeted takeout, where you're just taking out that specific gene. When you're breeding corn or whatever, you're changing thousands and tens of thousands of genes, so you're specifically going this way.
Now we can put the traits that we want rather than being like, all right, well, maybe if we mix these two breeds together, hopefully, we won't have to worry about bugs eating them throughout the winter or fungus or something. But now we can specifically go in and be like, well, don't like that gene. Let's pull it out.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
No, it's true. That's exactly how it works. Yeah.
But yeah, it's also saved me a lot of money too. So thanks for being like getting people turned on to that. I think people really need to like start thinking about it. Like I don't know, like that type of thinking. People really need to start looking at the world and like understanding some of this crap is just marketing. Just like with recycling. Like I do a lot of 3D printing now, and I've realized that a lot of these PETGs and PLAs and stuff, if they're cleaned properly, they can be ground down and truly reused, like actually recycled. But most of the time, these corporations are like, yeah, you need to do your part. And places like Republic Surfaces and shit, they'll just take the plastic and throw it in the landfill. They won't even like try to repurpose it. So it's just one of those things, man. But
yeah, dude, there's so many grifters and snake oil salesmen and anti-intellectualism happening right now, and it's
and
it's
unfortunately,
exhausting.
I used to fall for it, man. I was a huge fan of Joe Rogan. I used to think, man, this guy's bringing on some good people.
Yeah,
I would look into him, and then just you get these people where they're like, oh, it's aliens and stuff. And it's kind of like a God of the Gap situation, like where our knowledge, if we don't understand something, we're like, oh, it must be God. Where people started doing this thing where they're like, oh, well, we don't understand how let's say pyramids were built, so we'll say it was aliens. And it's like, when you go to that point, you're not acknowledging that you don't know. It's like saying, I don't know, but I do know,
Yeah, dude, I was a huge Joe Rogan fan. I mean, I do jujitsu right now because of Joe Rogan. I saw him like live in like 2018. It's like he was so conspiratorial at the beginning. It was so funny. Like I remember specifically, I'm in the lab changing the genes of this plant and then sequencing the sequence of the nuclear genome, and I'm doing all this intense molecular biology stuff, and he goes, I mean, it's not like we could ever really know if Loch Ness Monster was actually there. And I'm like, bro, like how, like in what world could I like do these intense molecular biology and all this stuff, but then just the idea of like this huge whale, there's no way we'd be able to know if Loch Ness Monster is real. You're like, I'm pretty sure we would know, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure we could know. And
we have insane ways of detecting shit, be it through like radio waves with the ionosphere or like LiDAR or any of that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. There's it's even easier than that, dude. Like, something that big would require a lot of animals in order to feed on.
Oh yeah,
because like you have to sustain that type of muscle. So it's like we know what, and it's very inefficient, right? So we know how much it is. We understand how it's. So it's like the idea that we could never know. So then I stopped listening to it regularly after that. This was like 2014, and then he like went back on his anti-conspiracy kick, or he was actually like debunking conspiracies in a really interesting methods that I'd never thought about before. Like, for example,
where he would bring on the skeptics and stuff.
Well, no, he was talking about like Bigfoot, and he was talking about like, why is it always Bigfoot and we don't see any Bigfoot children? And I'm like, yeah, it's interesting. He's like, why aren't we seeing Bigfoot bones? And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. All right. You know what I mean? Like, okay. So I thought,
or especially like with water, because there's supposedly a majority of sightings near water, and I'm like, you're telling me no? Yeah. Like, why have I never heard of fishermen ever seeing them? It's always hunters or something.
Exactly,
like, man, You saw
So,
this big old ape running through the woods.
and like so many people, bro. I mean, it really is so like so many people. His brain just broke because of the pandemic. I mean, it is like imagine the privilege of that guy. Hundreds of millions of dollars to his name. Can't go to like his comedy store or whatever for like 2 weeks, bro. Like it was like 2 weeks. Like his brain broke that quickly. The comedy store was immediately open again. They just like pushed everyone outside and like you just like social distance or whatever. You had half the amount of people. That was it. And his brain just he ran crying to Texas, and it was so hard on him and all that. You're just it actually blows my mind, and it really manifests into like the cry bullying that you see today. Yeah, you know, these people that are really just absolute pussies on this whole thing, man. And it's just it's so it's insane, bro. I lived in California too. California did not shut down it was a light suggestion, and we all have the GPS data to prove that it did not actually like shut down significantly. Hi LT, how's it going?
Plus, it's such a huge metropolitan state. It's like you really couldn't shut it down.
Yeah,
I
dude.
mean,
We have the
even if you
GPS
wanted
data.
there's just
We know your phone, bro. We know you guys weren't shutting down. Like, but why are you trying to lie and say that it was just we were shut in our houses, man? No, you weren't. The China shut you in your house and they delivered meals to you. If you think that happened in the United States, you're hallucinating. Okay, like that never happened, guys. It's nonsense. So
the worst thing up here in Oregon was just going to the store and seeing like how bare it was, because people were just panicking, and it was like, you know, if we just followed what the CDC was saying a few months into it, because it seemed like at the beginning everybody was kind of confused, like, what do we do? Because it was a big one. It was like, holy shit, we haven't had an issue like this in like...
Everyone knew what to do. The scientific community knew. I was actually reading, like, when it got sequenced, I think it was the entire genome got sequenced in January, and like people knew, WHO was like on it. It was like everyone knew. It was just that it was just Trump. It was Trump
trying to tell people.
It was Trump. It all came from Trump and the fact that like he said that it was fake. That's it.
Yeah.
Your boys like failed. Trump was the president of the United States. I just want to let that clear, because a lot of the Republicans think that all the lockdowns and everything happened during Biden, which is just blows my mind. I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe these people were 14 or something during the, you know, when this all happened. So now that they turned 18 for the 2024 election or something, and this is why the Republicans are so bifurcated or something, because they genuinely thought it was like the country was shut down, and they were hearing it from like the media at the time, like Joe Rogan, you know, saying how bad it was, and it's insanity.
Yeah,
it's insanity.
I feel like there was a lot of sensationalism in the media with, like, you know, you had real sources trying to say, look, this is what the CDC is saying, this is what they're saying we need to do, and then you had other sources being like, oh, we have no idea what to do. I mean, it's chaos, pure and utter chaos. People, you know, like, just crazy stuff, but.
Dude,
it's just one of those things where I think these corporations kind of get it in their head where they're like, let's market it this way to make it, you know, confusing and
exactly
create more chaos for sensationalism and money and shit. Where it's like, no, we need to work together and actually get the facts out there and work together as a society, not freak out, you know, and definitely don't say that something's fake if you don't know. Like
for months, for 3 months, saying that it was fake, and then when all those people from Europe were allowed to come in with no quarantine, no PCR test, nothing to say that they were SARS-CoV-2 negative, letting them all in. Like and it's just, and we know by the genetic sequencing of that time, by the way, we know that a majority of the SARS-CoV-2 came from those European airplanes. They should have quarantined those people. They should have kept them there until they were SARS-CoV-2 negative. Like I'm sorry, but that's what you do in order to save 1.2 million American lives. But people don't. They don't care. People didn't care. And I'm sorry, like it's just you can't be patriotic and also say that losing those people is okay. You know that's
No, no, it wasn't okay at
insanity
all.
to me.
Not only like the whole situation pisses me off because not only did countless amount of people needlessly die,
Hmm.
but then a shit ton of businesses needlessly went under as well.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
we just didn't handle any of it. Well, like small businesses. I knew a lot of small businesses that got really screwed over in rural Oregon and stuff. And just because our state didn't handle things properly, and that's
300,000 300,000 people died specifically because
yeah,
of Trump. Specifically.
yeah.
So
I'm not denying that, man.
it's crazy.
Hey,
It's crazy.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here like, dude. I voted for Kamala.
Yeah.
You know, and what's crazy is I got a lot of people that are like, you voted for her, and I'm like, yeah. Why is it so hard to believe? They're like, because
Hell
you're
yeah.
like a huge gun guy and shit. And I'm like, well, yeah. I believe in all American rights. I believe you should be able to love and marry whoever you want, regardless of whatever, because it's none of my goddamn business. And I think you should be able to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry
Yeah.
if that's crazy. I believe you should be able to protect yourself and love whoever you want. Woo! But
I know, man. I'm with you.
you know, no, COVID was crazy, man. If my memory serves right, was I do feel like there was some weird stuff going on with China at the time. Not getting conspiracy saying it was their fault, but just I feel like they definitely had a media blackout and weren't really telling people how serious it was on their end.
So like China did some things really well, and the fact that they let the original sequencing of the virus, they coordinated with that. The WHO was let in to sample the wet market, was sample the Wuhan Institute of Virology, and they got access to a lot of the original data that they did do that. They didn't handle it well in terms of human rights, like with the original doctor that whistle blew it, and so yeah, they didn't do a good job of reporting their actual cases because they had like national shame on it, I think, so that they were kind of like
I saw a lot of videos coming out of China like during the outbreak, and obviously this is before AI was really a big thing, so it was definitely real. And just seeing people in hospitals having seizures and shit because they're getting sick with this. And it's so rapid in such a highly densely populated area. It's spreading like wildfire there. It's just crazy to see that kind of stuff. It's like,
yeah, I mean, those are the videos of them of a country that's actually shutting down.
I
Yeah,
remember sitting at my call center job.
they're literally shutting doors in front of people, and people were like protesting, and they were trying to like get out, and
Dude, it was scary.
yeah, I mean that's what a country actually shutting down looks like.
Yeah.
We did not do that in the United States, guys. It's wild to me that people think that happened here. It's crazy.
But like from my perspective, someone who's never I've only seen that in movies, right? Like I've never seen something like that in my lifetime. I'm only 32. I've never once witnessed anything that serious. At least not in the level. Like maybe I have. I just was young and didn't like notice it because I was too busy messing around. But
I mean, the question is like, what if we're not going to do that now, right? We're not going to do that for 1.2 million lives. Would we do it for 10 million? Would we do it for 100 million lives? That is the bigger public health question, where it is like legitimately. I mean, we lose 100 million people, and like we probably won't be a country anymore. So I mean, like, at what point does public health matter to these people? I don't know.
I think once you start getting into, once you start bringing in their dogma, and like once their dogmas are threatened or like their bank, I think that's when people would start listening. The moment they're like, well, Jesus says that we should start, distancing and blah, 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 then I think people would.
Yeah.
But I kind of blame, I blame a lot of leaders. I blame a lot of, economic leaders. And I blame a lot of religious leaders for not hopping on this more and trying to get their people together to be like, look, we need to work together. And if the sooner we do, the quicker this shit's over. Because it's still not over. COVID's still out there killing, what is it, 10,000 people a year or something? Maybe more?
Yeah, dude. I mean, like I feel like it's just so ridiculous. I mean, it's exhausting. The amount of like information and the Groundhog Day of just constantly.
Does it
It's-
feel like
it's-
we kind of went back to 2020 again?
I
Just in
genuinely,
regards to, like,
genuinely,
political
I started doing this science communication thing in 2021, and I was like, okay, like a lot of COVID, obviously, you know what I mean. This is a good reason to do it, and then doing this TikTok thing like that just started like a month ago. I was not expecting like 8 out of the 10 like people, the guests, being just like about COVID, but it is like the biggest thing that scientific event of someone's life, So I
Sorry
get it.
about that.
No, I mean it is what it is. I mean I'm uniquely qualified about it, which is actually kind of wild because I have a background in population genetics and next generation sequencing, not population genetics from viral sources, but next generation sequencing, and molecular biology and microbiology and nanotechnology. So it is kind of odd. It's like in the center of like all these things that I've touched in my
It's
scientific
changed
career.
so much,
But
It's like-
but yeah, it's just so it's so weird how like there's just seemingly no progress is being made, and we're actually like, it's my worst fear because I had all these conversations with these people, and they assured me, no, as soon as it's FDA approved, we're gonna get the vaccine, FDA approval. And obviously they didn't get the vaccine. Oh, well, it's the emergency use authorization. As soon as it's off of emergency use authorization, I'm going to get the vaccine. They don't get the emergency. They don't get the vaccine. And then the final one, I don't know why I was holding out hope. That when they said to me, and they lied to me again, I'm not against all vaccines. I'm just against this vaccine. I don't know why I believed them like that. It really is blowing my mind. And then, but yeah, obviously with Florida, the Republican Party just doesn't care about public health. They don't care about people dying. I don't know what it is.
As someone who's a part of the peasantry, last I talked to you, I told you, I'm not an educated person.
Mm-hmm.
So from my perspective, as someone that's just a peon of the machine, I think it's because there was this. I don't know if it's true. I've never really read into the terms of service with some of these vaccines, but I think at the beginning there was this rumor going around where like if you had to like sign something to get the vaccine and basically say that you wouldn't sue the companies if you had adverse effects. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah,
when I got
like
my
with
shot,
it happens like all the time. It really isn't that big of a deal. I mean, like, by the way, it's the same thing that the gun manufacturers like have, where it's like, and especially when they're trying to mass produce it, and they are going through. They're trying to make it as quickly as possible. So it does impugn their ability to make it as fast as possible. They're going through all the QC, the things that they did before. They're doing all the due diligence before. It's
plus, I tell people it's like with NDAs where they're like, oh, I signed this NDA, but like there was some real shady stuff going on. It's like, look, any document that you sign or agreement you sign is binding. But the law specifically states unless a law is being broken. So like it's I'm assuming it's the same thing with like if you sign something with a vaccine or any medical procedure, it's like, yeah, you're agreeing to this. But if there's any like illegal wrongdoing, like if you could truly prove that these companies did something malicious or something, I'm pretty sure that those agreements wouldn't stand in court. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like in an NDA.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly right. I mean, exactly. And a lot of these, it's not a profitable thing, guys. It really isn't. Like a vaccine isn't a super profitable like venture for these guys, because they actually bought them en masse. The United States government bought them en masse at such a low price that actually they hated it. They hated it. It just is what it is. I mean, that's true. And Johnson & Johnson actually stopped doing their COVID vaccine because it was so unprofitable for them. So they stopped. So it's like, Yeah, I mean it's not bullshit, dude. You're looking at Pfizer and Moderna stock prices that happened that year, and the entire stock market was an entire bull run. So no, they didn't have like an insane profit margin on a vaccine. They don't. They just don't. So all right,
Did someone
thanks.
say that?
Thanks, Chance. I appreciate you getting in here, man. I appreciate it.
No worries, brother. Anytime, and I look forward to watching more.
All right, have a good one, man. Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's 6 billion dosages of the thing, bro. Yeah. Yeah, the sales for the entire company. I know, Coach Rocky. I'm with you. Hi, Benzie. How's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good.
Good. I like the discussion. I kind of wanted to piggyback a little bit on your Roman thing, 'cause I was actually thinking about that right before the last guy was talking about it. 'Cause, I'm a truck driver and I listen to a lot of podcasts. So Rogan started listening to him in 2017. Listened to listened to him 2017, 2018. And
Yeah.
had just a ton of good guests, like a lot of us guys did, biggest podcast in the world. But 2017, 18, 19, probably listened to 75% of his episodes.
Yeah, me too, man.
But yeah, and then but yeah, during COVID, man, gosh, it really did break his brain. And I just had to stop listening to him after it just got insane. And since then, just I'll listen sporadically if he has a good guest on, somebody that maybe gives some pushback or whatever. But the crazy thing is that since listening to him sporadically, he'll still say it to this day. Like he'll still say like how much COVID broke everybody else's brain. Like
Exactly.
we were just saying, like it broke his brain. But it's just this gaslight, man. It just drives me absolutely insane. And it's just it's not just him. It's it's the president. Goddamn, man. I'm a blue collar guy. My family, most of my friends, blue collar from Michigan, and it's just they're all. My parents. I saw my parents slide into the COVID nonsense. All of it, QAnon, and they came out last year as flat earthers, and I just don't even know what the hell is happening to people. I just don't. I honestly, they were just they're just regular, high school graduate. My mom has a two-year degree, and I just don't. It's like that's the real pandemic to me. And there's something going on, but it's just like I kind of equate it with like dumb people with smartphones and they don't know how to use them. People do not have critical thinking. I don't know what the hell it is.
Bro, what I really think that it is. I think it's the AI algorithms. I really do. I think that it's a cause because conspiracies are an easy way to solve a complex problem, and it basically pushes conspiratorial beliefs to people that are already kind of susceptible to it, and they kind of just have that brain worm, and that's why. And once you fall for the conspiracy, you're really likely to fall for a lot more. So they just that AI brain worm just goes into you and just breaks you all apart. I literally have a sticky note on my computer to go through all these naturopaths, these anti-vaccine people, and you'd be shocked, dude, how many people. Germ theory. They don't believe viruses are even real, dude. They don't even think that viruses are an actual thing. They think that they're basically little pieces of cells that are just there. They don't. Some of them don't even believe in the immune system. It's very odd. Flat Earth, they believe, like you said, the young Earth creationism. They all think that the world is 6,000 years old. They obviously deny evolution. They think dinosaurs are fake. They don't think that humans are causing climate change. They don't think that vaccines are safe. A lot of them think that we live in a simulation. They don't believe that gravity is real because obviously that they believe in flat Earth. So you can't believe in gravity. It's crazy, bro. Like they all think, and it was so funny is that not only do they believe all these conspiracies, but they will talk to me for an hour talking about how they're so skeptical and they're free thinkers. Nobody is doing real science like they are.
They've done their research.
Exactly.
They've done all their research, and it's just they've been led down just a total rabbit hole of just conspiracy after they just don't. And I get it. I get I get where it starts because we have been lied to about things. That's what my folks would say. They said, we've been lied to about a lot of, we've been lied to about the Vietnam War. We've been lied to about, there are real conspiracies, sure, yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, they're conspiracies we don't know for sure. But now that everything is like the government's just completely, everything. You can't trust anybody about anything. It's just.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
just really sad to see, and it's just growing and growing. I mean, this is not a small amount of people. This is literally like half the country.
Yeah, dude.
And I hope it doesn't get more than that. And it's
It's
really scary.
It can only get worse, bro. Because that's the thing is that these guys are the heads of the HHS, the CDC, the FDA. So it's like once they start removing all these regulations and the vaccine requirements for all the vaccines, bro. Like how, in what possible way could this possibly turn out well? Like, it's wild, man.
The only thing is a new administration is the only thing that, because this whole administration is just they're all of them, and then everybody that voted for it is just basically all like that. So it's just
It's crazy, bro. I agree with you.
I hope it changes. But I know on the medical front, it's just scary. If you're hearing about them shutting down funding for one thing every day, it's just
Yeah.
95. Every day it's something. They're like cutting funding for this, they're cutting funding for that.
And they're bragging about it.
I don't know. It's just, man.
I
just wanted to give you my 2 cents about road, about that, seeing that, because you can just see it, how it progressed. Listening to a guy like that, it's just
And I hear it. I hear that. What's so funny is that I genuinely do believe, man. What's so funny is like I don't know why, but I genuinely do believe that if I got to just talk to Joe Rogan, I swear I can fix him, guys. I know it's like I swear there has to be that guy in there still somewhere. You know what I mean? He has to be there. Like Jess and I were talking about this, but it's like I do jujitsu because of Joe Rogan. I saw him in 2018. Like I swear, man. Like it's just, but the influence that this guy has, it's like unfathomable.
Yeah.
Unfathomable.
Yeah, it's like nothing. Yeah, it's like really nothing. I mean, maybe Rush slept had that back in the day, but now Rogan is. It's just like Alex Jones light now. I mean, that's all he is.
Yeah.
And he's turned it. He's light version of Alex Jones.
He's the number one most watched piece of media in the world. He's the number one most watched thing in I think every single episode of his gets like over like 15 million, or it was before they did the Spotify thing. It was over 10 million views per episode. So it's like astronomical.
Yeah, he just doesn't realize how much power he wields and like how he affects people, especially young guys. We've grown up on.
Thank you, Efon. Thank you.
Man, I wish there was some way we could just maybe get a guy like you on there to start, or we could have some people, everybody message Jamie and say, hey, but I don't think he'll listen to anybody anymore.
Let's start that change.org petition, guys. That'll do it.
It would be nice. nice. So anyway.
All right, thanks,
I'll let you
Benzie.
go.
I appreciate you,
I just
bro.
wanted to say- Yep.
Thanks, man.
All right, yep. Appreciate
Peace.
you too. Thanks. Bye.
All right, there was L and then LT and then Carrie Bird. And then we've got to go to bed after that. Okay, so just these three people, okay? Hey, how's it going? Hello?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm not like anti-vax or anything. I want to question, but I've just joined her, and you were talking about Australia and you were doing like 8,000.
You're really cutting out and you're really grainy. It's really hard to understand you.
Is this any better?
Yeah, 1,000 times better. Thank you.
Yeah. I wanted to know about the like £8,000 being
That's
to
a.
people who
Are you from
get
Australia?
vaccinated. No, I'm from the UK.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a the study that we were talking about. Let's see. Let's see where the reference is from. It was from a study Atwell 2018 and up to. It was implemented in January 2016. So, Australia, vaccine. In Australia, parents can lose up to $8,350 per year in financial assistance through the no jab, no pay policy if their children do not meet immunization requirements. The policy applies to families receiving payments like the Family Tax Benefit Part A and Child Care Free Assistance. Key details of the policy. Purpose. The policy was implemented to increase childhood vaccination rates. Eligibility. To receive the full financial payments, children must be up to date with their immunizations or have an approved medical exemption. And then impact on families. Families who do not meet the requirements and do not have the exemption will lose their Family Tax Benefit Part A end of the year supplement and will not receive child care subsidies.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know about that, because when you said it, I was a bit confused because like I haven't heard about this, but that makes a lot of sense. So I'll look more into that myself.
I thought that they did something similar with voting, because they did mandatory voting, but then they gave someone you got paid to vote basically.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like, dude, I honestly love this idea. I love this pay schedule where you can actually get paid to get. Guys, we're just reading over the vaccine requirements. How are people getting actually incentivized to do vaccines? In Australia, they actually pay you $8,000 a kid per year, which is incredible. I would totally be down. What's up, G? What's up, Good Trouble? How's it going, Good Trouble crew? Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's really good. I'd like to see that implemented like in more places. I think that's really good.
I agree.
Anyway, I have to go now, but thanks for letting me know about that.
Yeah, no problem. How we going? Yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome in, welcome in. Okay, LT. Hi.
Dr. Craig.
How's it going?
It's going. How are you doing?
Good.
I was going on a little bit more about the conspiracy theory stuff, just a little bit, if you'll endure.
Can you turn the TV or whatever is off in the background?
Actually, don't have anything on in the background at all, which is odd. I hear it, but I have nothing on.
Weird.
It's very weird. Oh, is it audio?
Is it TikTok?
Background, and it wasn't playing until now. That was so weird.
Okay, yeah, there, it's gone. It's gone. Sweet.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to talk a little bit about the conspiracy theories, and as you've mentioned the Joe Rogan and you can convert. Do you have any other conspiracies out there?
That I believe in?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think that Russian disinformation plays a huge role in a lot of what's happening in our society right now. I think it's like rampant, and the FBI actually has identified it, that there's that basically that the botnets are actually using ChatGPT to it's called like audience capture as a content creator. So as a content creator, if I like, imagine I'm doing science content all the time, and then I have like a post where I do a fitness stream or something, and now I got 10,000 times the amount of engagement on the fitness stream, like and I'm basically captured now by that audience, and I'm gonna keep making that fitness stuff, and I'm gonna create, like, completely change my outlook and what I do as content for that. So the idea is that through these bots, these Russian bots, that they can actually control media people to do what they want, to say whatever they want in terms of, like, say a specific word or say it in a different way or talk about a certain issue. And I feel like, yeah, Russian disinformation is, I think it's honestly a lot of this vaccine stuff. Like, I think that that's a lot where a lot of it's from, because they hear a lot of the same talking points, and that's why they come in here with a lot of the same vaccine talking points. And there's a reason why they all, they repeat it, because they think that's the right thing to say. They've heard it so much that they feel like that has to be correct, and it's not. It's just not. A lot of it is just isn't.
I think it's interesting in terms of, like, the fear mongering that goes on, and conspiracies are a little bit like that, right? So,
Oh yeah.
my personal one is related to the cartels and Donald Trump, because of day one, he came down talking about the drug lords, talking about the Mexicans, of which I am one of them, and some of us are good. But one of the things that I always found interesting is that during his campaign, and just Trump 1, version 1.0, El Chapo was arrested and tried and convicted in New York. And during his reign, not once did he ever talk about El Chapo. And he decided to go after MS-13 in Trump 1, and now Trump 2, it's Tren de Aragua, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't touch the Sinaloa cartel. And he never did. And in terms of his need to be an enforcer about crime, about all sorts of things, there's just something there in my conspiracy mind of some sort as to why he doesn't talk about El Chapo or the Sinaloa cartel ever. And he had every opportunity to do so and take credit for it, and he never did.
Yeah, that's interesting. Didn't he, like, escape or something? There was, like, some.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He escaped, and then he got imprisoned again, but he was actually tried and convicted and is now in prison here, and he was tried in New York.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Huh.
Anyway.
It's crazy. I think that it's so hard because Trump's fascist, and it's so hard to know what the truth is, because he owns the truth, right? That's the whole idea with, like, autocrats and fascist dictators. Like, they own the truth, so nobody really knows what is going on. And it's so hard, especially now, the insane meetings that they have in, like, the Oval Office and stuff, where they all just sit there. It's like a North Korean hostage negotiation video where they all go around and be like, wow, you're so incredible. I've never before have we ever had a president that was this good, and you've done it all. Like, wow.
Disgusting.
And you're like, what? Like, there's no data, no ideas being spread. It's just licking his butt. Like, it's just, It's awful. It's so awful. It is worship.
awful.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Anyway, just wanted to share on the conspiracies.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've it's actually interesting, like spending so much time like debunking like conspiracies. It's actually a very popular question for me. Like, what's my conspiracy? And I'll think about something better because I think that the Russian thing is there's so
No,
much
I agree.
information. Oh, Sarah, thank you for the subscription. Thank you so much. I think that there's so much evidence to it. I don't even know if it could be considered a conspiracy yet, but I'll try to think of something better.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Thank
Have a
you.
good night.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, Marissa. Whoa, CK. Oh, CK, thank you. Thank you for the subscription. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. What's up, Marissa? How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good. I was very frustrated before, and now I'm calmed down. The Florida thing got me so frustrated and mad.
Oh my God.
So,
I woke up to that. So I work night shift, and it was the first thing that I woke up to.
mhm.
And I can't really wrap my head around that. I just spent like an hour and a half on Good Troubles Live. So all
Oh,
the
cool.
nerds, I'm sorry, you guys, to hear my voice again. So I'm late to this because I haven't had a chance to like actually get in the box.
Okay.
But there was this study that came out, and I was interested if you read about it. It seems like it might be up your alley. The generative deep learning approach to de novo antibiotic design. I have a PMID if that helps.
Oh, yeah, generative. What's the title again? Generative.
Deep learning approach to de novo antibiotic design. It's the generative AI they use to.
Oh, is that the AlphaFold that got the Nobel Prize? Oh, Celtic GP. Thank you guys for the.
It's the AI that they use to make a fresh like batch of chemicals for antibiotic resistant bacteria from scratch.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I found it. It's it's a cell that just the Chris Hahn, August 14th, 25. Awesome.
Yeah, just really recent. I think they said like there was like 3,000 or so that they were testing, and like the AI was able to determine which ones would kind of be redundant in testing, and they narrowed it down to like 7 specific chemical structures.
Dang. Oh, I don't have full access yet. I could try to. Let's see the highlights. Let's talk about it. It doesn't say that, Nico. I don't know. The highlights: genetic algorithms and variational autoencoders enable fragment-based and de novo design. So, fragment by fragment, and then de novo is making it all fresh, all new. And then 7 of 24 custom synthesized compounds show selective antibacterial activity. Interesting. So they're basically trying to create de novo, a generative deep learning. So generative, meaning that they're using AI to actually create something. Deep learning, meaning deep learning is a process where you're putting a ton of data. Oh, thank you, Bree. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Deep learning is a way that you put in like a ton of data into something, and you're able to create new inferences that you wouldn't normally be able to as a human. Approach to de novo. So de novo is all new, all done. And then antibiotic design. So they're trying to create new antibiotics. So, okay, interesting. So 2 lead compounds display unique modes of action against gonorrhea. And, they're trying to go for MRSA or something.
Mm-hmm.
RES,
yeah,
okay.
sort of fighting evolution in that way.
Ooh, interesting. 2 lead compounds show efficacy against multi-drug resistant strains and in mouse models. That's good. I mean, that's the biggest thing with a lot of these AI stuff is that they kind of create these hypotheses that aren't really tested yet. So that, the proteins aren't necessarily always going to work in a living model, but the fact that they actually tested some of them is really interesting. 2 out of the 24, though, being good. I don't know if that would be considered a good outcome or not. It's a low percentage, but that doesn't mean necessarily that it's a failure. Okay, so the summary. The antimicrobial resistance crisis necessitates structurally distinct antibiotics. While deep learning approaches can identify antibacterial compounds from existing libraries, so that what they're saying is that the deep learning can figure out mutants that might be good in the pools that we already have, structural novelty remains limited. So they all look the same. They basically have different coats on the same type of structure. Here, we developed a generative artificial AI framework for designing de novo antibiotics through 2 approaches: a fragment-based method to comprehensively screen 10 to the order of 7 chemical fragments in silico against gonorrhea and Staphylococcus aureus, subsequently expanding promising fragments and unconstrained de novo compound generation using 2 genetic algorithms and variational autoencoders. Wow. Okay. Well, fragment-based method, I would think that the fragment-based method would actually be kind of better, because you could, if you can't do any nucleotide at any position, it gets like the amount of mutants that could run up is just too much. It's just too much. So having some type of fragment is usually a pretty good sign. So I'm curious, of those 24, like which ones are the fragment and which ones are the de novo. Of the 24 synthesized compounds, 7 demonstrated selective antibacterial activity. 2 lead compounds exhibited bacterial efficacy against multi-drug resistant isolates with distinct mechanisms of action and reduced bacterial burden in vivo in mouse models of gonorrhea infection and methicillin resistant. It is a MRSA skin infection. We further validated structural analogs for both compound classes as antibacterial. Okay, so they went through, they tried these 24 synthesized compounds. 7 showed some antibacterial activity on like a petri dish, but then they used the 2 that had the best ones and actually put it into a mouse model for 2 different types of an infection or bacteria. And then we validated structural analogs for both compound classes as antibacterial. Our approach enables a generative deep learning guided design to de novo antibiotics, providing a platform for mapping uncharted regions of chemical space. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's I think as I guess problematic as using AI can be, that is a pretty cool way to implement it into like the system.
Yeah, I like
working with us.
I like the idea of, so AI does really well like in terms of being the add-on on something else. So like for example, like Frances Arnold does AI a lot with her directed evolution stuff. So she'll kind of like, she'll use deep learning to be like, okay, these are all the things that we are measuring, and then we are working on this. We want this outcome, but what variables are the most important for pushing the fitness forward? And that's like, that's hard to know sometimes. As scientists, we can try to select and we can try to push forward what we think, but it's not always the right one. You know, the deep learning stuff basically gives us that possibility. So that is cool. And then the de novo molecules, the idea that you can actually get something that's completely different structurally. So the fragment-based stuff gets you like kind of like that car. Think about it like as a car with different wheels on it, versus de novo molecules are just kind of like a whole new idea of what a personal transport vehicle could be.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I mean, yeah, I work in the medical field.
Oh, cool.
One of the biggest concerns we have, obviously, is these bacteria that are too buff for the current medications that we have on hand. So it's kind of cool to see that they were able to use AI to maybe point us in the right direction here.
Yeah,
it's a very interesting fight that we have with bacteria, of course. But.
Yeah, it's so bad. Like the antibiotic discovery rate is like, I think the first one that just came out was like 20 years like in the making. It took forever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bacteria are constantly mutating to evade resistance. So the idea is there's basically an arms race happening between the bacteria and the antibiotics, which is an antibiotic is just something that is interacting with their cellular process. So they're like stopping them from making new DNA. They're messing up their cell wall, that kind of stuff. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
awesome.
That was it. I just wanted your thoughts on that. I thought it was a pretty cool study and a little bit more. I was hoping to get a little more understanding of sort of that trial. Reading science literature can be a bit of a challenge, even if you do kind of speak the language.
Yeah, I don't have the full paper here, but I mean, I'm curious about it actually. I'll have to get my I'll have to try to download it and read it a little bit more in full because that's pretty cool. Sweet, awesome. Well, thanks for coming on and. Yeah, I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Cool. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Are you visiting live interview? All right, guys. Dude, I just had a really early morning. I was a chaperone for my kids' field trip today. Oh, thank you, Goobus. Thank you. I was, I felt bad. I lost it a little today, guys. I lost it. It's very frustrating, guys. What's going on? And I was exhausted, and then I lost it a little bit. I'll be honest. I got very frustrated. Well, yeah. That's dude, Grace, not saying much. It's not saying much, dude. Okay, thank you, Renee. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jen. It's so frustrating. Usually the chat doesn't get me, but like just seeing people that are like cheering on people that are going to be hurt, like I don't understand what it is. Like we let oh, Linda. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Well, I'm gonna upload it. I'm gonna upload the live archive, and thank you guys. Oh, thank you, volleyball. Thank you. Okay, yeah, Boost, you got obliterated, bro. Yeah, you got absolutely blown out. That was one of the guys that I felt bad for making look so bad. So, so thanks. Oh, thank you, Mike. Thank you, brother. I have to, like, guys, the thing is, and this is for you, Boost. This is for you, brother. Like, you're a victim, bro. Like, you are a victim of massive amounts of disinformation. And I feel sorry for you, dude. Like you're making poor decisions for your health, people around you's health. And it's not your fault that you don't have the science education, right? It's not your fault that you, oh, thanks guys. It's not your fault that you believe them, because a lot of people have MDs and PhDs after their names. And I feel like trusting those people is something that you have been enshrined with your entire life. And I think that the pandemic, like basically in our culture, we raised up the wrong people. And now we have just like a bunch of grifters and MDs and PhDs that don't have the best well-being for people that are in our institutions now. So I think that's the biggest problem. So it takes someone like me I have to do like 3 times the amount of work. You know what I mean? I have to tell you why you were wrong. I have to tell you what the right information is. And I have to try to get through to you versus the original guy that just seeds this conspiratorial nonsense. And it's tough, man. It's tough. Yeah, Britt, I totally agree. Are you running for Congress for real? Oh, cool. I'm going to follow you. Awesome. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. Yeah, nice, Britt. Thank you. I'm following you. I don't know what that is. Angus Dalglish. Let's look him up. This is your guy. Angus Dalglish. Oh, it's the vitamin D dude? Oh my god. Oh yeah, COVID controversies. Oh my god. I don't understand why these guys come out of the woodwork to just talk this nonsense. It's wild to me. Do you think that if we chemoed the brainworm, RFK would become pro-vax? Maybe. Dang, Linda, that's really put really well, because you have to eradicate all the information before you can implement the correct info. And it's like, and it's hard. It's hard to do the hard work to actually understand what's going on. It's like it's 10 times the amount of work in order to actually like learn what is going on, and versus these conspiracies. These conspiracies are easy ways to understand complex mechanisms, and they get pushed to everyone doing AI, social media stuff, everything. And that's where we're at, man. That's where we're at. People want those easy answers, right? And they want it. And this is why I'm actually morally, like, I have a conundrum with my science communication, right? Because people want that easy way to understand complex mechanisms. But in reality, guys, it is hard. Science is hard. It's hard to understand. That's why not everyone's a scientist. So if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth doing. So yeah, it's tough, man. There is a lot going on. It is really hard to understand. But it's worth it. It's worth it to like have an explanation that is just a little bit above your understanding. You just have a little bit understanding. Oh, thank you guys. You guys are being so generous right now. It's so you want the explanation and the understanding just to be a little bit higher than where you are right now. And then what that does is that allows you to learn. You get better information. You get better retention because you're understanding the nuance a little bit better. You know, it's just a cascade of amazing things that happens. So my point is that's why I am conflicted when I'm trying to dumb down science too much. And like for example, pinned on my page right now is like a 60 seconds of explaining a paper, and I think it's the lab leak paper that completely discredits lab leak. You know, so it's an amazing paper, but I hate how short it is, how short it is, how dumbed down it is. I actually am not that happy with it. But I think to combat the wet market and lab leak, I think it kind of has to stay up there. Maybe I can like do it better. I would love to do like some type of like documentary or something. Man, that'd be so cool to do like what the actual like science is or something, you know? That'd be so sick. Exactly, Britt. I say that a lot. That's exactly right. Like scientists, and especially as a science communicator, I try to meet people where they are as opposed to as opposed to where I wish they were. But in doing so, I still think that giving it to someone is a little bit better. That's my shtick. That's my elevator pitch, Britt. That's what I'm going on. I'm trying to go on TikTok lives and then shows and news shows as like their science correspondent. I'm the new Bill Nye the Science guy. So. Yeah, Renette, exactly. Yeah, Ghost. Yeah, for real. Well, I am. You haven't watched that much, man. Then I talk about it constantly. What are you talking about? I literally was talking about yesterday where I have like below average intelligence, I think, for sure. Like for sure. I'm around scientists that are actually smart and I'm like, "Oh, geez, you guys are incredible." Yeah, dude, I'm like, no, dude, we know nothing about microbiology and we know nothing about all these like things that I know nothing. Like I describe expertise as knowing something well enough that you come to the point where you realize that you know nothing about it. So yeah, dude, I know enough about molecular biology after being a molecular biologist for 16 years that I realize I don't know much, man. These guys are so good nowadays. They're so incredible. And you know, that's what it is. Exactly, Nico. Get AI to estimate my IQ. Okay, let's see. I use AI a lot, so this is it. Here we go. New chat. Here it is. It's gonna be like room temperature. Here we go. Estimating IQ. Oh God, what's it gonna be like? This is weird. How can this even happen? Oh, no, it didn't do it. Yeah. It's saying here, precise estimate, data-driven explanation, and how to tighten it. Here's all this information. Yeah. No. Yeah, that's not right. It can't. It doesn't work at all. That doesn't work. It was just saying, give me some information in order to better things and give me all your SAT scores and GRE scores and all that kind of stuff. Would you likely need to engage in a lengthy thread presenting your theses and body work? I've already done that, Drew. I've already done that. It already knows everything that I've put up. I put yeah. I already put it all in. All right, guys. I am out of it. You guys are so nice. You guys all came in so nice. I do need to go to bed. I'm going to jiu-jitsu tomorrow morning. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Guys, it's been a crazy month. I was actually just looking at this last month that I started a month ago today with like 500 followers. And oh wow, thank you. Dude, thank you guys. And it's just been wild and it's been so cool, and I love you. The Good Trouble community, you guys are awesome. And yeah, I really thank you guys. I thank you guys for listening to me ramble, talk, talk about science and stuff. And it's cool that your people are oh, thank you, Marissa. Thank you, guys. It really means a lot to me. I really think it's... Yeah, Jen. I think so, too. Oh, no way, CK. You're awesome. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Renee. Thank you. It's been an awesome month, man. It's been awesome. And I've been... with being laid off and stuff, it's been seriously, guys, like this whole TikTok thing is easily one of the best parts that's come from being laid off. And I'm so happy to have this opportunity to spend more time streaming. And Kyobo, I haven't tried it. No, I got funding through the DoD for my fellowship for my PhD. So I mean, kind of. I mean, I did work for the Army Research Office, so I got a fellowship through there. And but I was never a federal employee. The DoD did ask me to create a microbiology nanotechnology lab, and I would have had to move to Maryland. So my wife said no. And thanks, Linda. Thank you. And oh, nice. Yeah, it would have been cool. It would have been so cool, though, guys. It would have been cool. But my wife's from that area. She grew up in Pennsylvania, and so she was like, I'm not going back. I live in San Diego right now, and it's really nice. So I know, Britt. It would have been really cool. But yeah. Yay, Em. Thank you. Nice. Los Angeles is amazing. I love LA. It's very fun. I am not, but I want to be. Thank you, sir. My son just started. My 8-year-old son just started baseball, and we're like getting into it. So we're all getting into the whole thing. Oh, thanks, Kimchi. Oh wow, cool. Oh, cool, Linda. I grew up in San Clemente. Yeah, I grew up in San Clemente. That was yeah. My parents. That's where they're from. Or I was from. They're from like Anaheim and stuff, but yeah, Joanna. Yeah, it's been wild. It's been really cool. I've been pushing on all doors trying to figure out stuff. I've been trying to study for this patent bar too, trying to switch out of the lab and trying to go into patent research. Oh, I got laid off because of the Trump science cuts. I'm just kind of like, I'm just playing on the whole canceled thing. Oh, nice, Nico. Nice, man. Yeah. I mean, I've had QAnon come after me. I've had Jill Stein's science advisor come after me, try to get me kicked out of grad school. That was crazy. It's just patent agents help people file patents. So like an inventor or a PhD would go to you and say, I want to file this patent, and help me write the patent, and you just write the patent for them and understand what they did. So it requires some technical knowledge in order to like write the report. What is it? I'm a genetics undergrad. Should I leave the US? Can I get a job here? You should be good. Did you ever check out Versatile PhD website? What was it? Versatile. Oh. Oh yeah. Okay, interesting. Oh, sweet dude. I'll sorry, I didn't. Thank you for that. I know, Kimchi, exactly. Her freaking book tour, man. It's like trying to ruin the entire country based off of a book tour. It's insane. Oh, wow. Thank you, Monica. Where do they store Jill Stein in the off years? Russia. They cryogenically freeze her in the Arctic. Oh, nice. Call me Bob. Yeah, I'll check it out. Oh, yeah, Diana. Yeah, my friends work at the Department of Energy right now, and it's awful. It's really bad, guys. It's really bad. What do I like? I like jujitsu. I like science and my family. That's it. That's like it. And I see this as a part of my science thing. Yeah, that's what I do. All right, guys. I do need to go to jujitsu. A lot of electronic music and a lot of metal. So like Lorna Shore, Architects, Dance Gavin Dance, and a lot of like I saw Griffin recently. So Griffin in San Diego was really good. Oh, I didn't know that he was doing that. Oh wow. I've seen Coheed live like 15 years ago. I love it. Yeah. I didn't know that he did Metal Mondays. That's cool. I know. I am somehow qualified to run the entire HHS, so it is wild. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate it. It was so cool hanging out and talking to you guys afterwards. A little after stream. But you know what time it is, guys. That's it. We did it again. I can't believe it happened. We keep doing these things. We got a little feisty. It got a little much, but it's okay. We're okay now. Everything's fine. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow. There. See you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. In the back. I'll see you. You. See you tonight. See you tomorrow. See you today. Later today. Okay. All right. Whatever. You get it. Okay. Shut it off.